Morning. Good morning, G-Man. Look at us in our knits. We are ready for winter.
We are ready to embrace it. We are ready to embrace you. Good morning. How are you feeling this morning,
I am
miss?
good. I mean, today is a big day. I mean, South Africa, it is midweek on your Feel Good Breakfast show, but that's not the only thing. It's a public holiday because it's one of the biggest days. We have to go and vote. Today's the day to go make your mark.
To have your voice heard. Literally, this is how you do it. And if you want to make sure that you are interwoven into the fabric of this country, well, you can do it yourself this morning. I love it. This is an empowering day. This is a day to support each other. And I know there are so many different outlets, shops, services offering discounts and incentives to go out there and vote with a little extra cherry on top. So go and do it. And we got your back. For the next 3 hours, we'll try and bring you as much information and feel good as we can to set the tone.
Definitely. And you know what we love to do is to also empower you in the kitchen. So today is all about the culinary hotline. Now,
of course,
we need to teach Carissa, our brand new presenter, what we do when we say it's the culinary hotline. Bling!
Tick.
Okay. We need to wake up the studio. We need to get people ready because we need to sharpen up our kitchen skills.
All right, so we're going to ask all of our cameramen and all of you guys at home, and please, we need to hear you from home right now. Today is the culinary hotline. Bling! Tick.
There we go. They have woken up because Chef Clem, he's got a few hacks up his sleeve this morning. Nice. In fact, from knife skills to learning how to make a bechamel sauce to perfecting poached eggs.
Ooh, that's quite a thing, eh? If you're going to lay claim to a perfect poached egg, it's going to be special. I absolutely love the sound of that. And then, of course, we're going to have a whole lot of fun in between with you every second we get to savor. And for the next 3 hours, we got you. So let's, in fact, start that conversation with someone that we are so proud of and so happy to have a part of our family. I told her we'll be gushing probably for the entire week. Yes. And we're going to continue to do it until Friday or maybe next Friday. Good morning, Carissa. How you doing, girl?
Good morning, and good morning to Mzansi. It's so good to be back again on this hump day, but most importantly, of course, today is voting day. We're taking to the polls, and we're going to ask you a question across our socials that you can see right now. It goes, why do you think it is important to vote today? Now, we want to hear from you because so many South Africans have already registered, and today is D-Day. Do share your thoughts with us via voice note. You know that line by now on 063 408 8863. Right now, of course, we need to check in on news. Zoe is standing by.
Thank you, Carissa. Let's get into those national headlines. Millions of South Africans will vote today in the country's 7th democratic election, expected to be the most fiercely contested in 30 years. The Independent Electoral Commission reminds the 27.7 million registered voters to cast their ballots at their registered locations and bring their identity documents. Voting runs from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and no eligible voters will be turned away. Every voter in a queue by 9 p.m. will be assisted. International observers will closely monitor today's election. And staying with our local news, the Independent Electoral Commission, the IEC in the Eastern Cape, reports that the truck looted during riots in Mthatha yesterday belongs to the EFF. It was transporting IEC voter roll documents and EFF T-shirts. Eastern Cape electoral official Kayakazi Magaduma confirmed an investigation of the looted truck and noted that IEC election materials were already safely stored. Meanwhile, security has been tightened at a warehouse in Bosbokrand, Mpumalanga, after political parties attempted to access it, suspecting ballot tampering. Election official Henry Mhlaba said access was denied and security was increased. We now move to news beyond our own borders. Kenya's President William Ruto has reversed a ban on maguka, a variety of cat which was imposed due to concerns over mental health and crime. Cat is a stimulant drug, which means it speeds up the message between the brain and the body. Last week, 3 coastal country governors banned its sale, sparking anger among farmers. Ruto recently declared maguka legal under national law. Mombasa Governor Sheriff Nazir has banned maguka due to its harmful effects, particularly on the youth, but Ruto has now nullified this. And Spain, Ireland and Norway yesterday formally recognized a Palestinian state in what they say is an attempt to refocus attention on efforts to find a political solution to the war in the Middle East. They hope to encourage other European countries to follow suit in aiding a Gaza ceasefire and the release of hostages by Hamas. Israel's government, accusing them of rewarding terrorism, has withdrawn its ambassadors from these countries. The recognition increases diplomatic pressure on Israel following calls from international courts to end Israeli Defense Force operations in Gaza. And in a heartwarming celebration that illustrated the timeless nature of love, Bernie Littman, 100 years old, and Marjorie Fitterman, 102, recently exchanged vows at their senior living facility they share in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the U.S. Their love story began over 9 years ago at the same community, where they quickly became inseparable, enjoying various activities together. Although their decision to marry surprised their families and friends, it brought immense happiness to them all. The wedding transformed the facility into a scene of celebration, with Littman and Fritterman exchanging heartfelt vows surrounded by loved ones. As the newlyweds embark on this new chapter of their lives, their story serves as a very important reminder that love can blossom at any age. Well, that is where I leave those headlines. Let's hope the sport is as optimistic.
I don't know, Zoe. I think they're rushing into things. I think they just need to slow things down a little bit. Beautiful story to start the day. Let's see if I can follow suit. Well, something to get excited about in the rugby front. The World Rugby Under-20 Championship is back in South Africa this June and July, featuring the top 12 under-20 teams vying for supremacy. This is where stars are born, and defending champs France and the junior Springboks obviously eyeing glory once again. This kicks off on the 29th of June down in the Mother City. Matches will be held at Cape Town and Athlone Stadium, which is great. And the playoffs will begin on the 14th of July. So we've got a month of rugby, over a month of rugby to enjoy, with the final on the 19th of July. The junior box competing in Pool C. It's a tough one, up against England, Argentina and Fiji. Pool A featuring France, Wales, New Zealand and Spain. Also a pretty tough draw. Pool B includes Ireland, Australia, Georgia and Italy. Now let's turn to footballing news, and not the best news as we head into Euros. Real Madrid's goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois has been left out of Belgium's Euro 2024 squad as he recovers from, well, let's call it a season plagued by injuries. The 32-year-old ruptured his cruciate ligament in August, and then later suffered a meniscus injury in March, both pretty tough ones to come back from. And though he returned to start 4 of Madrid's last 5 La Liga games, he is not deemed fully fit at this stage. So Belgium currently in Group E with Slovakia, Romania and Ukraine. They'll play friendlies up against Montenegro on the 5th of June, and then Luxembourg on the 8th of June before heading to Germany for the actual tournament. Now, some golfing news and a bit of a sign of the times. American golfer Lexi Thompson announced her retirement from the LPGA Tour at the end of 2024's season. The 29-year-old is an 11-time LPGA Tour winner, a major champion, a 2-time Olympian, and a 6-time U.S. Solheim Cup team member. She has the credentials. This announcement comes just 4 days before she competes in the U.S. Women's Open for the 18th consecutive year, and we certainly wish her well. Now on to tennis. More positive signs around Novak Djokovic. The defending champion dismissed concerns about his form with a solid 6-4, 7-6, 6-4 win over French wildcard Pierre-Hugues Humbert in the French Open first round. So the top seed, aiming for a record-extending 25th Grand Slam title, quickly found his rhythm in the right in the matchup on the court Philippe Chatrier, and despite not reaching a final this year and facing pressure by Jena in the second round, but he certainly seems on course to hopefully break yet another record. But that's where we leave our sporting headlines for now. Drove through some crazy mist on the way to work this morning. Let's see how the weather is looking in your part of the world, and if there are weather warnings that we need to take on board.
Well, thank you so much, Graham, for those sporting highlights. Looking at weather this morning, the SA Weather Service has warned of extreme high fire danger in the Northern and Western Cape regions today. This warning highlights the heightened risk of fires due to weather conditions such as dry vegetation, high temperatures, low humidity, and potentially strong winds currently experienced in the regions under warning. There have been more than 9,500 fires in the Western Cape in the past 5 months, and with temperatures today in the high 20s. Residents are urged to exercise extreme caution. Now, Mzansi, of course, you've got to share your morning views with us so we can also share in your sunrise along with you. Remember to send that to 063 408 8863. Now, speaking about those high temperatures in the Western Cape and beyond, let's have a look at what you can expect today.
It's dropped below 30 in Uppington. It has, okay? It's actually been like that for 2 days, all right? Things are changing, okay?
Yeah.
Winter, it's the dead of winter.
Absolutely.
Those cold winter nights. No, we love you, Uppington. We absolutely love you.
Well, weather is looking pretty good today, and I think it's so perfect for election day, but we also have some other things that are heating and coming up on the show, don't we?
Keep you indoors.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to put the spotlight on health, particularly women's health through their various stages. You know, as a teenage phase, there's so much going on, so we're going to take a look at that.
And then we're going to get outdoors and celebrate golf. Why? Because we've got two young champions, our interprovincial champions. In fact, Travis and Dan the man, I feel like one of our own, has done something truly remarkable. We're going to catch up with the team captain and his teammate in just a moment. Find out about their incredible tournament. Stick around.
Catch Top Travel on Saturdays 8:30 p.m. on S3 and breathe for it with Halls to stand a chance to win a trip to Amsterdam with 2 return economy tickets on KLM Royal Dutch Airlines plus 20,000 Rand spending money. Head over to Top Travel TV social pages, comment on one of the competition posts, and you could be the lucky winner of this adventure of a lifetime. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
welcome back, you beauties. Now, in a stunning display of skill and teamwork, and they did need each other out there, Western Province emerged as the victors of the 2024 Challenge Interprovincial at Metropolitan Golf Club in Cape Town. And it's a big one. With an unbeaten record, the local favourites dominated the competition and clinched the title for the first time since 2009. And we're going to have joining us in the studio in just a moment Travis Proctor and team member Dan Copeman. But before we catch up with the boys, let's get a little highlights reel of how it went down at this prestigious event.
No, it's been good, eh? Been good vibes, good team so far. Boys have done well. Had a good win yesterday over Central Gauteng, taking them 7-5, I think it was, yeah. No, it's been unbelievable. Amazing place at the Met here in Cape Town. I mean, can't get better than this, eh?
I'm Dan Copeman. I'm part of the Western Province squad, and with me I got the captain, Travis Proctor, and Craig Jacobs.
Yeah, I mean, it's always, people say it's easier on home turf, but it's never really easier. You feel a lot more pressure on at home. But the boys, after yesterday morning, was a bit of a struggle, and we got off to a slow start. And they fought back hard in the afternoon to manage to get a win over Central Gauteng. So, I mean, that's huge.
I gotta tell you, the first day I was struggling a lot with my putting, but then I got home last night, and me and my partner just putting on the carpet in the room, had a good time, and now my putting's back and clutching up today, so it was nice. Putting's been great.
It's been absolutely unbelievable. I mean, you can't really beat this setting. The weather is much better today than yesterday, and it's always beautiful being in Cape Town. The boys they've got off to a much better start today than they did yesterday. Yeah, so let's hope it ends up that way. I mean, we've got a very good vibe on our side. They're looking a lot more confident than the other guys this morning. Yeah, just an all-round good vibe in the team.
The course is great, greens are in good condition, and yeah, enjoying the golf with my playing partner as well. It's my life. I mean, it's what I do every day. I live for it, so yeah, it's very important to me.
What it means to win this trophy, right? So Western Province hasn't won this in 15 years. I've been a member for Western Province my whole life. It's lovely to be out here. It's lovely to hold this trophy. We've done everything right this week. We've played at a beautiful golf course. We've hosted a great event. But yeah, to have this trophy with us for this week, I think means the world for Western Province. It means the world for everyone involved, and I think the team just did it.
Yes, that deserves a round of applause. Put your hands together for team captain Travis Proctor and Dan Copeman. So good to see you guys there, playing so beautifully. So good to see you here, because this is what it's about. Golf is a beautiful game, but at some point you've got to start delivering. You've got to start beating out the rest of your field. It's not just about competitions. This is your career arc here. So congratulations, guys. Travis, you're still playing it cool. Okay, you're the champion, buddy. Well done.
No, thank you. No, it was a good week.
This is a beautiful effort, because there is so much individual pressure, but the team has to deliver as well. And you've got to kind of shore up and help each other in as many ways as you can. How good does this feel? Since 2009, we've been waiting for this. This feels like a very big moment.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a phenomenal week. I mean, first time in 15 years. Western Province has usually been pretty strong when it comes to the IPTs, but the Challenge IPT has been one that they've really struggled on winning, so to win it, and especially on home turf.
Yeah.
You know, we had all the family, the friends, the wives, the girlfriends, everyone was out to support us. So it made it a lot more special. I mean,
it looks like AI recreated the competition. It looks so beautiful on the day.
We had to be blessed with some really good weather. But no, it just feels phenomenal. I mean, there's always a lot more pressure when a tournament's at home.
For sure.
People might say otherwise, but the expectation's really high to do well and perform. So I'm glad we managed to do that.
Let's talk about that expectation, because you're two all due respect, two very young men. And there is so much pressure already to start informing the arc of your career with these wins. You have to deliver as an individual, put your name out there. How much do tournament wins like this actually mean? When you think of ticking this box, Dan, how important is this?
Wow, it means so much to us. I mean, especially to the union as well. To represent for this badge is amazing. I love it so much. But it was a team event, so we can't take too much individual credit. Our effort together was amazing. Our chemistry was awesome. We had such a good time out there, so it meant a lot to us.
It can turn on a dime. We understand this, and it can be very unforgiving, and momentum can shift. Were there some defining moments for you personally in this tournament that you'll look back and have a little chuckle or a little wry smile about?
I mean, I think the first day we played against Central Gauteng, and in the morning stages it didn't really go well for any one of the boys. I mean, we were quite far down. We had a lunch break before we went off in the afternoon again, and you know, we spoke to our manager John Laurie, who couldn't be here today unfortunately.
Well done, John.
But he was really supportive. I mean, we were 3-1 down, which isn't great, but he just said, you know, if we just push through and, you know, never give up, anything can happen in this game. I mean, as you said, it changes so quickly. So we managed to end up beating Central Gauteng that day, and then that momentum kind of just carried on throughout the whole week, which was pretty special.
It's almost like there are those teams out there where the rivalry is so healthy. All you need, as long as we've just got one over them, we're actually feeling okay, and we can now coast through it. I love that. For every golfer out there, okay, that is struggling and feeling the pain right now, when you do hit those hard patches, it's very different when you're competing as a team in a sporting side, and it's almost like a complete shift in mindset when you've got to bring yourself out of that space. How do you do that? How did this team find that extra gear, or where does that come from?
Sure. I'll tell you, in the morning, I didn't putt very well. But then I had a little session with my friends, with my teammates, and I came out for the rest of the week. I just came out on a new gear. So if I had to say it, it was my teammates that helped me out the most.
Sure.
They saw the weak part of my game for that day, and they helped me grind it out, just iron it out a little bit. And it was only a couple of minutes, like half an hour, and then all of a sudden it was a game changer. So it was amazing. So I looked to my team as well for a lot of.
You know, there's going to be some critical mates out there now. I think they have free reign, and they're going to be correcting each other the whole day. Just go easy. What's next? When you have these kind of moments, I'm sure it does kind of validate, where you think, okay, this is it. We actually are making headway in exactly the right direction. What's the next step from this space?
Main IPT.
Yeah, so Challenge kind of works as a feeder to your main IPT, which is always at the end of the year, around September, October. So Challenge is quite a young squad. They have quite a lot of young players. I mean, we had 4 youngsters in the team this year. So it's a feeding block to your main IPT, which is obviously one of the ultimate goals as an amateur golfer, is to play main IPT, because that's really representing, you know, your province with the highest of honour. And then from there, obviously, you know, your national rankings, but that's where it becomes more individual. So for the team aspect of things, it's probably your main IPT.
So I suppose you've got to savour these moments, because there's going to come a point where you guys are going to be competing for the same money. Let's be honest. It's going to get there. I love it. We say, you don't get into sport for the accolades or for the money, but golf, you get into it to achieve those accolades, get those results, and win that money, because that's a marker of how you're doing. But now that you had a moment like this around with your team in this space, how has it shifted your perception of what the next few years are looking like for you?
Wow.
And I know you've been on an arc for a while now. This isn't just a flash in the pan kind of moment. But you've got to have these moments where you're like, okay, this is actually working. I'm doing this now, man.
It feels like it's happening. I got to tell you, I really enjoy the team aspect of golf. I feel like it's sort of undervalued, or it's not brought out to the light enough. Liv are trying to do their best they can with it, but I really enjoy playing the team golf, having that camaraderie, the friends with you, because this is a really lonely sport. If you play a lot, you're traveling a lot on your own, out of your own bag. So to be with the team, it was so special. It was like, now I'm thinking, where are the next team events?
Well, maybe you just planted a seed there. The second you said Liv Button and put your hat over there, I would imagine a few people looked up. You're never alone when you're playing golf. You have your demons with you all the time. They will keep you company, I have no doubt. But you guys did some major slaying through this event, so soak up the time with each other. I'm starting to understand that is a big part of why this phase of the career is so special. Well done. You represented those blazers and that emblem beautifully. Congratulations to the rest of the team that couldn't be here. Maybe they're out there on the golf course right now. It was a bit misty this morning. But we absolutely love to see young superstars at this point of becoming, and especially so humble. Well done,
Thank you, Graham. Thanks, Mzansi.
Thanks, guys.
Well, a huge congratulations once again to Dan and Travis, and they're not going anywhere, all right? Just after the break, of course, I'm going to join them to do a golf-inspired workout.
Oh, that's going to be exciting.
I'm excited.
And then also coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show, we're putting the spotlight on women's health and supporting them through their various stages, especially during that teenage phase. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Drained? Dehydrated? You have lost more than just fluid. Recover faster. Add Rehydrate, SA's #1 oral electrolyte mixture.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's always a good day when you tune into your Feel Good Breakfast show, and today we are in fact having a very important conversation. I always tell you about how it's important that we have these, right? And I'm talking about the fact that when we look at being a teenager in today's world, it's difficult, but particularly for our young ladies, which is why we need to always make sure that we are indeed giving them the support that they need, especially with all of the different changes that come with their bodies. So this is why we are welcoming from the Medical Nutritional Institute, it is the CEO, Marion Duplessis, and researcher Ashley Smith. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good, thank you.
Oh, that's good. And I love this outfit. Pink for the ladies, right?
Absolutely.
Come on. M&I always prides themselves in genuinely supporting women in terms of just looking after themselves. But why should we prioritize the young ladies?
Yeah, at M&I we are passionate about preventative health care, and we can't think of a better time to be proactive about women's health than during your teenage years. You know, our young ladies go through a lot of change during puberty, and it's our responsibility to support them and to help them to set that foundation for lifelong health and well-being.
Yes, and of course it is a time as well where the ladies go through a little bit of a trilogy, if you will. It is changes in terms of hormonally, emotionally, as well as physically.
Yeah, you know, it's very common and very normal during puberty. But we have to remember that hormonal changes also can lead to hormonal imbalances.
Yes.
And one of the first symptoms that you can experience with hormonal imbalance is problems with your monthly cycle. You can experience heavy bleeding, very painful periods, period or irregular period. And one of the big problems is that people assume that having a painful period is quite normal for teenagers, so they don't seek help.
Sure.
And it actually just makes the problem worse. And it also can cause future gynecological problems. So it's really important to look out for these symptoms and signs.
Sure, and you see even things like that. This is why we have you guys, because sometimes we just don't have the knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I remember being a teenage girl, and it really was something that you had to navigate, you know, in a very difficult way sometimes. But this is why I'm glad M&I is here. So Ashley, you know, speak to us about more of these symptoms. What else can parents look out for?
So hormonal imbalances lead to cosmetic symptoms, including acne and excessive facial hair growth. And then there also are the metabolic symptoms, that is abnormal blood sugar or unregulated blood sugar levels, and then also sudden weight gain. And then there are those emotional and behavioral symptoms, which is the PMS, anxiety, depression, and even insomnia. And then we must be aware that some of those early signs of hormonal imbalances can also be indicators for more serious underlying conditions, including polycystic ovary syndrome or PCOS. And in that case, intervention and treatment is essential.
Oh, wow. And I mean, you look at it and you're like, oh, my child just can't sleep or anything like that. But in fact, it's actually a sign of something. So how can M&I help our teenage girls to be the best they possibly can be, Ashley?
There are a lot of talks given at schools about the physical changes that teenagers can expect, but then very little practical support is offered. And so to help teenage girls, M&I has developed Ovivance. It contains a unique combination of well-researched ingredients that act to restore that hormonal balance, thereby addressing the underlying cause of these symptoms for better long-term results. Ovivance helps with those heavy and painful periods, and it also helps promote a regular cycle. It can also help combat those early symptoms of PCOS, and addressing PCOS early is very important in order to prevent future gynecological issues. It contains only natural ingredients that are safe and effective, and so it actually gives you the option of choosing a scientifically backed natural product before considering birth control options for your teenage daughter. It is affordable, it comes in tablet format, and it really is an excellent choice for teenage girls. You can get Ovivance at your nearest pharmacy, or you can get it online at mnilifestyle.co.za.
I love it, ladies. I said that you are always here to give us the information that we need and have important conversations with us. So thank you for that. We appreciate it. You know, and I know that our young girls are indeed our future as well as our present. And this is why it is vital to give them the knowledge and the support that they deserve. And doing so with Ovivance, for me, is just one of the best ways that we possibly can. So get to it and keep letting our beautiful ladies be the best possible versions of themselves. You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Make sure you don't go anywhere.
Well, before the break, of course, we caught up with heroes in the golfing space, the Western Province golf team, as they triumphed the 2024 Interprovincial Challenge Cup. And this morning, Travis and Dan will take us through a golf-inspired workout where we combine the precision and athleticism of golf with targeted exercises designed to improve strength and flexibility and overall performance on the course. Now, I've been on a course, but only to watch my dad play. Haven't actually played golf myself. So you're starting with a rookie. We're starting from scratch. How are we going to do this? Welcome again to our exercise section.
Yes, hello, hi. Well, I would say before you get onto the golf course, you definitely want to begin with some stretching.
Okay.
So this is a good place to start. I'm going to take us to the floor, if that's okay.
Let's go. Let's go to the floor. Okay.
Cool. So this is one of the first things I like to always do. I like to get my hips warmed up because there's a lot of hip rotation in golf. So you got to try and get that big twist in there. Yeah. And then back to the other side.
Back to the other side.
So I do this a couple times.
Okay.
But for the sake of saving time, I'm going to just speed up.
And this helps with what?
This helps with your hip. I think it's called the hip flexor.
The hip flexor.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to get a nice little rotation in there, and then you want to see if you can get your hands off the ground.
Okay.
See if you can get some rotation in there, and then you turn again. This is quite tricky. I'm not going to lie. It's not that easy.
I'm getting my exercise in this morning.
Yeah.
All right. This feels good though.
Great. Yeah. And then another one I like to do, but I don't know if we have enough space.
Let's try it.
Similar to that, but what you do is, this is for your back now.
Okay.
So you gotta lie all the way down, and you wanna try to get a big open stretch. You gotta open up like that.
Open up this way?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my goodness, I could stay here all day.
Yeah, it's so nice. So I do this a couple
You
times.
might get me up.
But then we come back up, So you want to do that a couple times. You want to open and
and
close,
you go to the
open
other
and
side
close.
as well?
Yeah.
Oh, so you open and close like this a couple times.
Perfect.
And then
Perfect.
you go this side.
Change
leg
direction.
over, you open and close a couple times.
Perfect. That's perfect. And then we can come up for a bit.
Yes, let's do that. Okay.
Whoop.
Sheesh, you're
No
putting me to
problem.
work today.
Okay. The next one, this is for mobility, less stretching, more about balance and
Okay.
just trying to get the feel. So it's going to go one leg. We're just going to, just small squats. One out like
let's
that.
try this out.
It's all about balance.
Yes. Focus on the balance. Focus on the balance.
A guy called Barry taught me this one.
Shout out Barry.
Shout out Barry.
Side.
Troy taught me the other ones. Yeah. And then straight across.
Straight across.
So he calls it like the star squats, I think they call it. And then you go out like that.
Done squats, never done this before.
Yeah, it's like a one-legged squat. It's all about your balance. So you can get really low.
Backwards.
You can keep going lower. But then also not all the way across like that.
Side. Oh, so those hips are really working. Our hips are not lying right now,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
So it should get this whole section warmed up.
Yes, for
Nicely done. Great. Next one, we got bands. You guys,
Okay.
you're gonna need some bands for this.
Are these quite accessible? You could buy these anywhere, so if somebody wants to try at home,
This one comes from a whole roll, like, and then you just roll it out and you cut a
you
piece
cut
off.
a piece that you need. Got
yeah.
you.
Great. Should last a long time.
Yeah.
Cool. So I just want to get the shoulders going.
Okay.
A lot of shoulder rotation in golf, so we're just going to try to get it, see if you can get it behind the shoulders. Yeah, there you go. Nice, and back over.
Back over.
Great.
And back. Yeah, this also feels good. Okay,
Yeah.
Travis, you go forward, I'll go back. Okay,
Cool.
perfect.
Then you want to try, just put it straight out like that.
Yeah.
You want to get, now you want to try to get it into your
Ooh,
back.
stretching it out. Ooh.
Right into your back there, yeah.
Okay. Oh, I like this one.
Just either arm.
Oh, good morning. I feel like I've just woken up right now.
Yeah, just definitely get you a bit flustered, that's for sure. It's
Yeah.
going to warm you up. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, this is a variation I like to do. I like to get it
Well,
behind
I feel
the back
pretty
and
warm
just
right
pull
now.
it in
I
there.
feel like we should kind of practice with the golfing stick.
You want a quick lesson? A
I
quick little swing
do.
lesson?
Just so that when I get back on the course again, my dad will be like, wow, where did you learn
Where did
this,
this come
princess?
from? Great.
Okay.
Well, first thing's grip. Should we do grip?
Yes, we should do grip.
Okay. So, left hand first.
Left hand. Does it depend on if you are right-handed or left-handed, or?
The club will just be the other way.
Okay.
So you get the left-handed bit here. If you're right-handed, then you'll grip it up to the top with your left hand.
Mm-hmm.
Try feel it kind of...
Want it in the palm?
In the palm of your
Okay.
hand. And then, yeah, try and
And-
get this hand a little more over. So, more like that. There we go.
Great.
Okay.
And then the right hand just comes over that. Over the top, over the thumb.
Over the thumb.
Look at that. That's a professional grip
Oh,
right there.
I mean.
Oh, okay. No,
Can I join your team yet?
watch out for the TV, but let's see if we can get a backswing.
Okay, so we got inside.
Cool. Now, when you go back, I mean, you don't want to go too far back. That's my
Okay.
biggest advice. Just get this butt of the club to point to the ground. And then that's
Okay.
far back enough. And then follow through or hips.
And you just...
Boom. Look at that.
Was that good?
I can see you're a natural already. The TV's
So
have
what
been
does it
danger,
move?
but-
My feet don't leave the ground, or do
So
I...
your feet on the way down. So on the way back, it should mainly just be your body turning.
Your
so
body
you feel
turning.
like your glutes kind of opening up, your shoulders rotating. And then on the way through, it's more of a shift with your left side here. And just keeping the head down and just allowing the body to turn. So it's
Well, I absolutely love that. I feel like I got my morning workout in today. Dan and Travis, thank you so much. And congratulations
Thank you.
once
Thank
again,
you.
boys.
Thanks
And
for
I hope that
having-
you
thanks for
try
having
this
us,
out
yeah.
too. It is so exciting to step into something new, isn't it? Right now, we got to see what's getting down in the kitchen.
Oh, thank you, Carissa. What an incredible workout. Well, we're about to get a workout ourselves as we're going to sharpen our skills in the kitchen for the Culinary Hotline. Chef Clem, he is here. He is ready. He's brought a selection of knives. And then today is a very important day. It's Voters' Day. You need to go and vote. And everything you need to know about that, we will be sharing that with you after the break. So don't go anywhere.
Bake more memories with Royal Baking Powder, and you could win your own KitchenAid stand mixer. Be a part of the Tastemaster competition action by watching the show and baking a creative interpretation of the week's theme using Royal Baking Powder. Then upload it to socials by replying to the competition post, including hashtag the Tastemaster SA and hashtag Bake More Memories. Don't miss the Tastemaster SA every Tuesday evening at 7, repeat Wednesday at 1, and Sundays at 4 p.m. on SABC2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast show. Let's see if everyone is awake. Welcome to the Culinary Hotline. Bling!
Ding, ding, ding!
Oh, my week is made. Thank you so much. Well, listen, welcome. We are so excited because it is the Culinary Hotline and we are going to go back to basics with our Chef Skills edition. Now, whether you're brand new in the kitchen, a beginner, or you're a home cook looking to sharpen your skills in the kitchen, stay tuned because we have Chef Clem. He's going to show us a few techniques that will definitely ensure you have the confidence and the knowledge to tackle any recipe with ease. And earlier this week, we also put it out on social media, the question asking our viewers, that is you at home, what kitchen skills they would like to master. So we are starting off with basic knife skills because that's what you said. So if you have any culinary questions, please join in on the discussion and send us your voice notes. We welcome them. Chef Clem is ready to answer them. That number is 063-408-8863. Chef Clem, we are focusing on basic knife skills.
Basic knife skills, because that's where a lot of the practice begins.
And the prep.
The prep and the practice, absolutely. So being able to slice properly and dice properly and chop properly, it's how you get the best out of the ingredients that you're working with, instead of mashing, bruising, and just completely destroying. So we're gonna go through some knife skills. When I started chef school, they teach you about all the finer, the actual names of different cuts. Brunoise, Macedon, Julienne. Don't know who that girl is. But the thing is, when we write recipes, we don't write the recipe saying, cut your onion into brunoise. So we would write thinly sliced, finely diced, those type of things. That's what we're going to cover today. But the first thing we're going to talk about is something that's just off script, but it's important. First aid kits.
Ah, we've got one on standby.
We've got one on standby. So the thing is, whether you're just practicing in the kitchen or whether you're just generally cooking in the kitchen, having a first aid kit is essential. You don't want to be caught off guard, especially if you're alone cooking, needing some medical treatment and you don't know where to even begin.
Okay.
Can you show people our medical kit?
We've got a medical kit.
There we go.
There we go. Behind the veggies.
So we are safe.
It's
Zoe,
on a hot standby.
There we go.
I'm in the kitchen today with Chef Clem.
And I have like first aid level something. But that was like 15 years ago. I still know how to do. I'll save your life.
Put a plaster on.
I'll just put a plaster on.
Okay.
So let's start off by talking about knives first, okay? In front of you, you have a chef knife.
Can I tell you my absolute pet peeve is a blunt knife.
Yo.
Cutting tomatoes with a blunt knife.
You
ruin the produce.
I now drive around. Traffic cops, please hear me out. I do drive around with my knives, okay? The thing is, you get to someone's house and they ask you to jump in the kitchen, and I'm always man first, like, let me jump up in the kitchen. And then you get there, and the knives, the spoons are sharper than the knives.
Oh.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. Okay, so we've got our chef's knife, okay? The thing about a chef's knife is it's a do-it-all knife. Because of its fine tip, you can do some finer details. Because of its long blade, you can do a lot of slicing. Because of the handle and the control, you have a lot of chopping.
Okay.
Let's talk about the chopping. You did a very good thing there. When you do, let's grab an example. You can pass me anything.
Let's go for the potatoes.
Let's go for the potatoes. When you do start chopping, right? This is something that, it's not a gimmick. It does kind of save your fingers and it becomes less dangerous. So you got your potato. So let's just cut just a little end off of it, and then we cut a thin slice.
How thin?
You know what? This is not important. Not important. Ooh,
go as thin as you can.
Yeah. Ooh, Zoe, what? That's so thin, there's literally only one side. That's amazing. Okay.
Thank you, that was beginner's
now
luck.
here comes this brick. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, Zoe, you've got your one slice. What you're gonna do is we're gonna slice little tiny matchsticks out of it.
Okay.
So first thing you do is you're gonna get your fingers, you're gonna make tiger claw. Yeah, you got it, okay? And you're gonna put your fingers down. You're almost gonna kind of have your nails resting on the potatoes, but you're gonna have the soft end of the knuckles between the two knuckle joints. That's gonna be kind of your wall.
Your wall.
So the knife's gonna rest on that wall. As you chop, okay, you are gonna slowly move your tiger claw back, and that's gonna guide the knife. So, and we're gonna do a rocking moment. We're gonna rock forward and then pull the knife back, lifting every time we pull back. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Look at this, I'm slicing.
You're slicing, you're dicing. It's like an infomercial. It's amazing. I love it. And if you buy now, you've done it. I'm sorry. I did not expect it to be that good. That is brilliant. That's restaurant standard right there.
Give me
Seriously.
a star.
That's the trick when you are slicing. So the thing is, as you keep on doing it, as you practice, you're going to be able to get faster with it.
So,
and
please show off.
Okay, we're going to show off.
He's
But
going to show off. Camera, focus on him.
But the thing about the showing off, it's not actually showing off. In a restaurant or when you're working, your attention can't just actually be on one thing at one time. There's a lot of things happening all at once. So you kind of do have to lift your head a little bit and kind of see what's happening. So it's not about showing off. It's about when you have the confidence to chop and then you know what the knife's supposed to feel like and the ingredients and the movement. So then what you do is same practice. You keep your wall of your fingers there, and then you can just look up and just slice. Because you know what's happening.
At home.
You know what's happening, and every now and then, obviously, you're going to look down to make sure you're not doing anything crazy. And then if you get it right, you didn't even get it right.
No, because I knew you were a pro. If I did it, you would have panicked.
I would have. That first aid kit would have been for me. Okay, cool. So then you get the beautiful thin slices, and it's all because of the control you have with the knife. Talk about the knives for a second, okay? These knives are phenomenal. They are super sharp, and it's also made out of a metal. I'm not selling the knives, but I need you to hear this. Made out of molybdenum steel, okay?
Okay.
I've dropped knives so many times. Accidents do happen, and the end of your knife does chip, okay? The molybdenum is less resistant to chipping and scratches and damages and everything. Investing in a good knife now and looking after it. Knives can last you a lifetime. I send my knives away once a year to get re-edged, but at home, when you're done slicing and dicing and you wash your knife, imagine I've just washed it now.
Okay.
Okay, wash, wash, wash. You're gonna get a dish that has an unglazed ceramic bottom.
Yeah.
It creates a little bit of friction. And all you're doing is you're just running the blade across that, and then the other side.
Once.
Oh, you can do it like a few times. It's perfectly fine. But I do this at the end of every time that I use the knife.
And that sharpens your knife again.
It just hones your knife in, keeps it nice and sharp. And then at the end, again, get your cloth and just like wipe that off before you use it. So your knife skills are phenomenal. Okay, cool.
You just taught me how to sharpen my knife. That's so cool.
So we've done that now. Let's do...
Chef Clem, we ran out of time.
Get out of here!
We ran out of time.
No, we chopped on potato, but can we clap for Zoe because that's the most amazing potato slicing I've ever seen.
Thank you. Just don't ask me to peel a potato with a knife. That's one thing you'll have no potato.
No, you don't need to do that. But that was amazing, honestly. Well done.
Thank you. Okay, well, we are coming back with a culinary hotline. Perhaps you have more questions, more cutting, more knife questions. Feel free to send them through to us on voice notes. Our number is 063 408 8863.
I know what happened there. So you might have seen Clem just whisper something into Zoe's ear. He said, this is a competition and you're actually playing against Ryle. And then she was amazing at it. So Ryle doesn't even know why he's feeling beaten at home, but you've just been beaten in a challenge, buddy. No, the bottom line is today we could all feel like winners, or at least one of us is going to feel like a winner, and it could be you. If you play Lotto and Lotto plus 1 and Lotto plus 2, and I suggest you play them all, there is an estimated 29 million rand in total estimated jackpots, and it's happening this Wednesday. It's incredible. So you can play Lotto for an estimated 19 milli, Lotto plus 1 for an estimated 5 milli to put on top, and Lotto plus 2 for another 5 million rand. But you want to kind of put it all together in one bag.
In one pot, please,
in one
and
leather
ride
bag.
it around on your shoulder. Well, you can buy your tickets today. You can do it in-store or on the nationallottery.co.za website. You also have the option of the mobile app or cell phone banking, or you could simply dial *120 *7529# for USSD.
And we'll keep all of those details up on all of our social media pages, so you've got no excuses. Go and check them out at your leisure, and then just do it. Please put yourself in line to win your share of 29 million rand. Come on, in total estimated Lotto, Lotto plus 1, Lotto plus 2. That's what it's sitting at today. Play now, and all the best of luck.
Ooh, we've got so many things to look forward to. I'm going to be joining Clem in the kitchen, and so are you. There's a bechamel sauce that needs to be made, poached eggs that we need to figure out.
Yeah, and that makes me nervous, because if you're going to hang your hat on the perfect poached egg, it best be good. We want to see the oozage, okay? And then, of course, lest we forget, a vitally important day as we celebrate 30 years of democracy. It's time for you to put down your mark in our national elections today. There are 3 ballots. Do we know what it's all about? I think we're going to get a play-by-play from one of the best in the biz on the other side of this. If you've got any questions that need answering, we talk elections after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back on one of the most important days that a South African gets to be alive. Today marks a significant milestone as we as South Africans celebrate 30 years of democracy. We celebrate, we commemorate, we take on board everything that has happened to get us to this point. And today's pivotal elections are about to play out. Voting stations will open from 7 o'clock this morning and will stay open up until 9 o'clock tonight. Kaya Sitole, an independent analyst, now joins us via video call to provide some insights into what promises to be a momentous day, hopefully a watershed moment for this country. Kaya, so good to be connecting with you this morning. Thank you for giving up the early part of your day to connect with us and help, I think, educate and empower the voters that are about to put their hands up and put their mark down. So I've got to ask, in a general sense, as a South African, from my heart to yours, congratulations on this day. How are you feeling about going to the polls today and about the country going to the polls today? It does feel different to me somehow.
Yeah, good morning to everyone. And I imagine a lot of people have been up for many hours already. I woke up at 4 a.m. I don't know why, but there is indeed
Good on
a
you,
sense
man.
of excitement. And I think obviously the key issue is that we have a much more diverse electorate. We've got much more diversity in the different parties that we've seen. There's been greater contestation. And I think in all regards, it's been a fair campaign. We haven't seen some of the toxic elements that people predicted might happen. So I think it's been a good campaign. And a lot of parties have tried to obviously sell the message as best as they could. It's also probably, as you can imagine, a very digital election in the sense that as more people are engaging on digital and social media platforms, that has become the new way of engaging and embracing new voters. So again, elections evolve, and obviously the more younger people engage with the electoral process, the more digital the process is, then the more diverse the way in which people can campaign has been. And I think that's obviously part of the excitement that drives what we're seeing today.
I feel you completely. We've seen certain parties shift their party politics, focusing on one welfare, focusing on wildlife, focusing on various elements that speak to purpose. And then we've got a young generation driven by purpose who are embracing this, which I love. So for the young voters out there heading to the ballots, what do they need to take with them in terms of mindset and actually physically? What do we need to go and vote today?
Yeah, so I think obviously the reality is that some voting stations have got higher density than others, so people might be there for a bit longer, but of course it is a privilege to be part of this process. So it's also a winter election, a winterish election, so it's not as hot as it might have been. So therefore we don't expect a lot of people to be suffering from dehydration, for example. But of course, one needs to carry whatever makes them feel comfortable, whether it's the type of running shoes that you would otherwise have been taking to the gym, whether it's the water or the juice or whatever refreshments that you need, but also more importantly, obviously the documentation. Your ID is the most important one, but one cannot overemphasize this. Check your GPS. Do not go to the wrong station because you will not be allowed to vote. It is different from previous elections where you could have gone to any station and only then just got one of the ballots. But in this case, you will not be allowed to participate if you've gone to the wrong station for a variety of reasons. So I think even for young people who are doing this for the first time, please just make sure that you check that there is enough time. So even if you get there and perhaps you don't have all your stuff in order, you can still move around. And even at 9 p.m., if you are in the queue, you will not be turned away. So for some reason, a station could be open until midnight. If there's 10,000 people that are in the queue at the cutoff point, this is not the comrades. We will let you in so you can exercise your vote.
I love it. We'll drag you across the line today. I absolutely love that. 3 ballots, slightly more complicated procedure, a lot more to think about. What do we need to be aware of through that process? And if we make a mistake, if something goes wrong, can we ask for help? What do we do if something like that does go awry?
Yeah, so the first and most important thing is that you must be very clear that you make a cross or your mark in a box. It must clear that you've made it in a particular box. If it looks like it may be on 2 boxes or it doesn't look very clear about where your choices are, feel free to raise your hand and ask for a new piece of paper so that you can do that process again. Because obviously the moment you actually make a mistake, that might be a spoiled ballot and you don't want that. So please feel free to ask for a new piece of paper. You are entitled to a new piece of paper and there's no limitation to how many pieces of paper that you can have. In fact, you could be there thinking that you're going to vote for a particular party and then 2 or 3 seconds later you have a complete change of heart. It's fine. change your mind, ask for a new piece of paper, and then you can obviously make your mark. And also, it's obviously quite important to make sure that you understand the distinction between the three ballots. So if you've taken the view that you want Party A to be at national, make sure that you are on the national ballot. It is the biggest one. It is the double-sided one. It is the longest one. So that's the one that you must say, okay, this is a party that I want at national level, and then at regional level, and then at provincial level. And don't feel rushed. Take your time, apply your mind. This is your most important exercise that you're going to get to do every 5 years.
Completely. I could ask you a litany of more questions, but you have answered so many of them already. Thank you so much. I can feel how excited you are about today. I can see it in your eyes, my friend. Enjoy going through the process yourself, and I will say thank you for guiding so many of us along this path with you. I love the fact that we're in the space of practicality now. What does this mean? What can we do? This is action, this is empowerment, but we've got to put our hands up and do it. So enjoy the process, stay safe out there, and to all South Africans going out there to make their mark, just keep your head about you. Be clear about what you want to do. If you change your mind, that's okay. Just put your hand up, ask for a new ballot. If you make a mistake, you can speak to someone and ask for a new ballot. Just make sure you take your ID with you and you stay calm and you treat everyone around you with love and respect. It's going to be that kind of day, possibly one of the most important days in our country's history. Go out there and embrace it.
Well, I second that. Definitely an important day today. Thank you so much, Graham, for that. It's just gone 7 o'clock. Let's have a look at your headlines. We're going to start off nationally. There were no survivors in yesterday's road accident on the Polokwane-Denfron Road in Limpopo, where a truck collided with a minibus taxi after allegedly crossing into the oncoming lane. 14 people succumbed. The taxi transporting teachers and other civil servants to Swen Wababa was headed towards Bochum, and the truck was en route to Polokwane. Provincial Police Commissioner Thembi Khadebe said the exact number of fatalities was still to be confirmed. He added that heavy fog over Polokwane yesterday morning may have contributed to the accident. And now millions of South Africans will vote today in the country's 7th democratic election, expected to be the most fiercely contested in 30 years. The Independent Electoral Commission reminds the 27.7 million registered voters to cast their ballots at their registered locations and bring their ID documents. Voting runs from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and no eligible voter will be turned away. Every voter in a queue by 9 p.m. will be assisted. International observers will closely monitor today's election. Now, taking a look at your international headlines, the United Nations Security Council has held an emergency meeting after at least 45 Palestinians, including women, children, and the elderly, were killed in an Israeli attack in Rafah, Gaza. The attack targeted 2 senior Hamas leaders and caused fires in several parts of the camp. Despite an International Court of Justice order to stop its offensive in Rafah, Israel hasn't done so. UN Coordinator Martin Griffiths said there's no safe place in Gaza. Meanwhile, Israeli ground forces have reached the center of Rafah amid intensified military operations. And taking a look at the continent, Kenya's President William Ruto has reversed a ban on muguka, a variety of cat which was imposed due to concerns over mental health and crime. Cat is a stimulant drug, which means it speeds up the messages between the brain and the body. Now, last week, 3 coastal county governors banned its sale, sparking anger among farmers. Ruto recently declared muguka legal under national law. Mombasa Governor Sharif Nasir had banned muguka due to its harmful effects, particularly on the youth. But Ruto has now nullified this. And now we have to look at your feel-good story for this morning. Picture bustling markets teeming with colorful veggies, fragrant herbs, and the promise of nourishment for all. This is what MEC Mbali Hlope of Gauteng's Social Development, Agriculture, Rural Development, and Environment is aiming for. Hlope is championing a transformative initiative, farmyards, that double as local hubs for fresh produce, aim at fostering healthier diets in townships, hospitals, hostels and informal settlements. Now, these repurposed containers turned vibrant stores will provide a direct link between farmers and communities with a focus on youth and women empowerment. This initiative not only tackles food security, but also sparks job opportunities and entrepreneurial spirit. It's a visionary approach bridging health, economy, and community well-being, thus painting a picture of a greener, more prosperous Gauteng. And we hope the hope continues with our sports headlines. Graham is standing by.
Thank you so much, Carissa. Well, we've got GOATs and we've got future champions, and the thought of that 1-point win. The World Rugby Under-20 Championship is back in South Africa this June and July. Almost a month of rugby to take in, featuring the top 12 under-20 teams vying for supremacy, and of course, future heroics. Now, defending champs, France, so there's some spice in it, and the junior Springboks. They'll certainly be eyeing glory amidst a very strong field. So it kicks off on the 29th of June in the Mother City, with matches being held at the Cape Town and Athlone Stadium. And then the playoffs begin from the 14th of July, with the final on the 19th of July. So the junior box, they'll be competing in a tough Pool C alongside England, Argentina and Fiji. Pool A, not much better. France up against Wales, New Zealand and Spain, and they were brilliant last year. And then Pool B includes Ireland, Australia, Georgia and Italy. So a very strong field across the competition. We can't wait. Now let's turn to football, and not the best news ahead of Euros, as Real Madrid goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois has been left out of Belgium's Euro 2024 squad. That is, he recovers from a season plagued by injuries, and some pretty big ones. So the 32-year-old ruptured his cruciate ligament in August, and then later suffered a meniscus injury in March. And though he returned to start 4 of Madrid's last 5 La Liga games, he is not deemed fully fit for this one. So Belgium in Group E up against Slovakia, Romania and Ukraine. And they'll play friendlies against Montenegro on the 5th of June, and then Luxembourg on the 8th of June before heading to Germany for the actual tournament. Now, sad news in the world of golf. The end of an era, really, as American golfer Lexi Thompson has announced her retirement from the LPGA Tour, and that's at the end of the 24 season. So the 29-year-old, only 29, she's an 11-time LPGA Tour winner, a major champion, a 2-time Olympian, and a 6-time U.S. Solheim Cup team member. Some credentials indeed, and this announcement comes just days before she competes in the U.S. Women's Open for the 18th consecutive year, and we certainly wish her well. Now we round off with tennis, and all the signs are pointing towards defending champion Novak Djokovic at Roland Garros. He dismissed concerns about his form with a solid 6-4, 7-6, 6-4 win over French wildcard Pierre-Hugues Herbert in the French Open first round yesterday. So the top seed aiming for a record extending 25th, Albayana rather, in the second round. But great to see him still at his best, and that's where we leave our sport for this hour. We'll touch on those headlines again at around 8 o'clock. Let's see if the roads are waking up on your voting day.
Certainly awake. Thank you, Graham. Let's start off with traffic in Cape Town. A warning to all drivers. There are misty conditions reducing your visibility of the roads across various routes in and around Cape Town. Please make sure you use your headlights and maintain a safe following distance, and also reduce your speed. That's your traffic. Let's take a look at your weather. The South African Weather Service predicts fine, cool to warm weather with morning fog this election day. Yesterday morning, the fog was so thick on the N12 between Delmas and eMalahleni that traffic had to be stopped for a while after a chain collision had occurred, probably due to poor visibility and thick fog. Fog probably also played a role in the horrific accident in which 14 people died yesterday morning on the Polokwane Dentron Road when a minibus taxi and a truck collided head-on. Road users are strongly advised to exercise utmost caution in foggy conditions when visibility is limited. Well, we also love a beautiful sunrise view, and this morning is no different. Mark Bosman from Pakkaldsdorp in George shared this beautiful sunrise. Look at the different tones of orange on your screen right now. If you would love to share your morning view, do so on our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863. Here's a look at your temperatures across South Africa.
right, there we go. Look, I'm no Zoe. Okay. I think I still would have beaten Ryle. I don't know.
Okay, Zoe just sent me a picture of her in the prep kitchen frying all the potatoes she's been chopping. I love that.
When she walked out, she had purpose in her eyes. We're going to savor every second with that beautiful soul. Likewise, this beautiful soul. We are sharpening up our kitchen skills today. So next up, we're going to take on another staple, the humble white sauce. Or is it a bechamel? I don't know.
A bechamel. From now on, I will always pronounce bechamel.
Bechamel. Okay.
Bechamel.
Avocado and bechamel. Okay, we love it. Hence why we need to sharpen up our kitchen skills. Likewise, our painting skills. And Chamberlain in Struben's Valley, they've got some hot tips and some great colour picks on the way after this. Bechamel.
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 There are stories of dreamers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Ting, ting, ting! Right.
Sorry. Zoe Brown, just get in this kitchen. Zoe legit just walked in with her chips. Where's Zoe been all morning? She's been frying chips. Oh, my goodness.
I cut these potatoes myself. Do you guys want to taste?
Yes.
I do.
With
So
our
desperately.
beautiful knife skills.
Thank you.
Beautiful crispy potatoes.
They barely even have a millimeter.
This is good. Oh.
That's why I did not do news.
She was literally frying chips this morning. Zoe, these are phenomenal. They're so good.
But I don't want to interrupt the next segment because this is amazing.
Ryle, I hope you're watching, bud. Please make some chips for us at home and see if you can beat Zoe this morning. Now, we now shift our basic culinary skills to our next stalwart. We are making a white sauce, okay? This is something that I think every culinary novice has to come to terms with at some point, and that's why we are focusing on these kind of skills. And Chef Clem has obviously demonstrated all of the slicing and dicing techniques, and Zoe has taken it on board. So now we're going to move to a classic bechamel sauce, but you've got to say it, bechamel. You've got to say it with a bit of oomph.
I love it.
It's
I love it.
often referred to as a white sauce, so that's when it gets confusing. This forms the basis to so many dishes. We're talking lasagna, macaroni, a lot of things with cheese, even basic cheese or mushroom sauces. There is something that we need to know that goes on here. So you're very kindly offered to take me through the process of creating our bechamel.
Because you're a steak guy.
I am a steak guy,
So you can't just be a one-trick pony. Steaks are always great with sauces. And like you said, you can get very creative with the white sauce, with like your pepper mushroom sauces. You can go for like a very funky, deep blue cheese like sauce. So getting those two things right, you're winning at life.
And you turned me into a steak guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you took me to the dark side, and now I feel like I'm getting a level up.
The golden brown and delicious side.
Yeah,
There we
I feel
go.
like I'm getting a level up here. So let's
swap.
trade.
So I was going to actually do it simultaneously with you, but making a white sauce is really simple, okay? And you've got this.
I can see that you're looking at me, and when you said simple, you were like, there was a connection
no,
there.
it
was
is.
like...
You got this. So first thing we're going to do is we're
Okay.
going to add, I say add half the butter for me.
All right.
Into your pot.
Can I pop the pan on the,
Absolutely.
pot on the thing?
You're going to start with your silicone spatula first, okay?
Okay.
So this is going
half
into the
bit.
pot.
Cool.
And we're going to add some flour to it.
Okay.
So we're making what is called a roux. It's when you have fat and flour come together in a
Fat
pot.
and flour roux.
Yeah.
Fat and flour roux.
It doesn't
Okay.
have to be butter. It can be a neutral oil as well, like a canola
wow.
or a sunflower, absolutely. But butter tends to give us a richer flavor.
For sure.
So,
More butter, more better.
more butter, more better.
Enriches, yeah?
Absolutely. So I'm going to
Okay.
add a little more butter because,
Okay.
hey.
'Cause you can.
And then what you can even start off with a silicone spatula in the beginning if it's easy for you.
Okay.
Right? And you're going to add, I'd say about 3/4 of that flour to the mix.
3/4, okay.
So what you're going to try and do now is you're going to try and cook, you're going to cook the flouriness.
Try not.
Try not. The flouriness, the powderiness out of the flour, okay? It sounds weird, but it's a thing. You end up getting this very, very, very fine powder, this fine powdery texture in your mouth if you don't cook that flouriness.
So you've got to really, this is a vital part of the simple process.
I'm actually going to say, G, you can switch to the silicone spatula for a little bit because I want you to really make sure you get around that pot.
Okay, so there's no little bits kind of clinging to, okay.
So you use your senses all the time when you're cooking. What you're looking for now is you're going to smell it before you see it. Okay?
Okay.
So you're going to smell like nutty toasted butter, and then you know you're close. You're close.
Sure.
And by doing this part now, and you can kind of, you see we're not using the whisk, just with the silicone spatula, spot where you see lumps, give them a little more attention, just kind of squish them down.
Yeah,
That's
for
where it kind of
sure.
starts. So,
is that the official cooking culinary term out of France? Squish them down.
Squish.
Let's squish.
Squish them down. Squish them down. And then, you see, okay, so bubbling's
now
happening.
it's bubbling,
And
yeah.
it's smelling a little, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Oh, but I see what you mean.
Yes, okay. So now
Well,
what
I
we're going
smell what you mean.
You smell what I mean. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to slowly start pouring in milk. Ooh, I'm going to slowly start pouring milk everywhere.
Okay.
Excuse your business, I want to grab a lappy.
And it's vital that you pour the milk everywhere at this phase of the process, eh? You don't wait until the end.
Very important step that you need to spill a little bit of milk.
Okay,
and it
I've
needs
taken
to be,
it off because it's just
and it-
scaring me with the
and
amount
it needs
of
to be
bubbles. Is it
Woolworths
right?
milk. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, go for
We're
it.
going to start adding gradually, and you're going to keep on whisking. But essentially, this is a one-man job. You're going to keep on going, and you're not going to add all the milk at once, or else you're going to end up chasing lumps.
Okay.
There we go. You see, it's thickening. It's thickening so quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
Gee, you're making a white sauce.
Wow. Well, we are. I feel like
So-
this was a Titanic moment. You know?
There we go. So, Titanic moment. The very first restaurant chef Meg and I ever had together. And yes, Meg's also a trained chef.
How did you just jump to that, dude?
Because you spoke about moments. Easy now, easy. The very first chef we ever, you can swap with you.
I'd start with
We had to make bechamel sauce, but Meg and I made 10 liters of bechamel sauce.
Gee whiz.
As I was stirring that roux, she looked in my eyes, I looked in hers, she was grating cheese, and now we're married.
Now you married.
I don't know what this is about us right now, but all I'm saying is just limit the eye
And
contact,
you made
okay?
a pot made out of dough.
You know. Okay,
That looks pretty good, hey?
Look at this. I'm adding a little milk. So here's the thing, right? As you're adding your milk, before you add the next lot of milk, because you're like, oh my word, it's not getting thick, wait for the mixture to come up to temperature first, and that's when it's going to start thickening. So, Graham, Richards.
That looks lovely, dude. Well done,
you're going to keep
man.
on mixing. It's going to get thick now. I'm going to try and turn to cameraman Pete. 0 lumps. Zero lumps. We were
That
talking
looks
nonsense all the
beautiful.
time, and G's just made the most perfect, beautiful white sauce for his lasagna, for his moussaka, for his cheese sauce, for his burger
for my mushroom sauce,
Ah,
for my steak.
I'm so
hey?
proud of you.
Come on,
all
dude.
of you. First Zoe, now you, Carissa, you're next. Oh my word!
You don't understand these skills, because I'm planning on taking my culinary efforts to another level, dude. And you've just given me one of the I think, weapons in my arsenal, dude.
There we go.
I love this. Thank you, dude.
If in case you're wondering what Carissa's going to be doing with us next, she's going to be poaching an egg.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Hey.
that's pressure.
There we go.
Look
I'm
at
so
that.
proud of you. I actually am emotional right now. My heart is full. I am so proud. What we're going to do, if you want to turn that into a cheese sauce, do we still have time? I don't know. No, Petey says
Okay.
no.
That's right.
Grate
We'll
some
throw
cheese,
some cheese in.
add some
Ooh.
cheese, mix it through, and you got a cheese sauce. Salt and pepper, and you're winning at life.
I love it. And then we can
I'm
dip,
so proud
we can
of
dip
you.
Zoe's chips into our
You
cheese
can
sauce.
dip.
Come on.
Yes, that's what I was going to suggest. Finish the sauce, add some cheese. Let's finish it off with my chips, and then that is breakfast sorted. How does that sound?
I'm having 2 portions.
Okay, well, listen, we are now back at work, and it's time for us to explore another episode of Handy Heroes, where we get advice from the people that know it best.
Wow, well, today's experts are from Chamberlain, Strubens Valley out in Johannesburg, and they reveal their DIY secrets as well as their expert painting tips, showcasing premium Plascon products. Let's take a look.
Powered by Plascon, today's handy heroes come from Chamberlain Hardware in Strubens Valley.
Store opened in 2017, towards the end. I think it was October or November of 2017. It was the 8th store of the Chamberlain franchise that's opened up. At Chamberlain's, we pride ourselves on customer service. Not only customer service, but expert customer service. We focus on making sure that our staff are extremely well trained up. From day one of them starting, we push them into training. Any supplier, any product, we make sure that they are clued up and they can help a customer from the start of their project to the end. We have that very personal relationship with most of our customers. We know them by name, they know us by our names. Try to keep it very friendly, very relaxed, which often keeps the customers at ease and keeps them wanting to come back. I think what's very nice about the Plascon brand is that it's extremely well known. It's a household brand. People have been using Plascon for years, and they have the quality to back it up, have the name to back it up, and they have the service to back it up. Our favorite products would probably be the Velveglow range, both water-based and oil-based. I just believe for what you pay for the product and the quality that you get, it's next level. DIY tip, preparation in painting is 90% of the work. Not only should you prepare the surface, you should prepare it 100%, following the steps, each and every step. You can't skip out a primer or an undercoat. You start with your surface prep, your filling, your sanding, apply your primer, apply your undercoat, apply your top coat. Most importantly, let the paint dry to the recommended drying times in between each product application. Chamberlain's, famous for hardware since 1903.
Handy heroes powered by Plascon. We've got this.
Oh, you know, I love DIY, so getting all of those tips from the experts is always so handy.
So exciting. Let's keep those brushes dancing, handy heroes, and let's splash life with a kaleidoscope of vibrant hues, thanks to Plascon, of course, turning every DIY dream into a breathtaking work of art.
When the cracks start to show, our strength and resilience is legendary. Micatex, strong enough to endure anything.
That's an asset. All right, so the cheese has gone into our bechamel. What cheese have you put in there?
We went for a mature cheddar for some nice tang.
Nice.
And then we've gone for a smoked Stanford, super little smoky, little bit of creamy. This is turning into a full-on menu, and I'm loving it.
Oh my word, we are getting some cheesy, gooey funkiness coming through.
As it comes up to temperature, that's going to start melting the cheese and become beautiful, stringy and smooth.
How about we all try some chippies with the beautiful bechamel? Definitely go for it.
It still needs to melt a little bit more, but you're still going to get flavor.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Go for it.
Chippy goes in.
Okay.
Be honest.
That's the perfect combination.
It is, right? A little bit of salt.
A lot of salt.
A little bit of pepper. Okay, more salt, more salt. More pepper. Let
me stir it.
More
Let me
salt.
stir it.
This is how we cook, guys. This is how we cook.
This is breakfast.
No, don't try and steal my thing. Yeah, you're making eggs this morning, girl. You've got. Are you nervous about making a poached egg? Because the poached egg, no.
I only have confidence in all of you. I mean, my goodness, it's been such an amazing morning. Zoe's gone into a whole new business. Zoe just sells fries now.
Yeah,
Jesus
the
makes
skinniest
cheese
fries,
sauce.
yeah.
Ah, I love it. You guys have been an amazing students this morning.
Oh. Well, listen, the culinary hotline's not going anywhere. We'll be right back.
Really good.
Get ready to break the rules and redefine design with the freshest new interior makeover show in South Africa. My Design Rules. Now we're looking for 4 fresh up-and-coming design duos, and whether it's friends, family, siblings, or any pair for that matter, as long as you have an eye for beautiful spaces, then we want you.
Picture this: 4 talented teams, 4 fixer-uppers, located right in the heart of Cape Town's Atlantic seaboard, the ultimate design playground. If you're ready to revamp one of these apartments, then you can win big. The judge's choice will walk away with a shared 300,000 Rand, or your duo could nab a shared 100,000 Rand for impressing the viewers. Enter on WhatsApp on 073 595 6420 or on Cordova.tv, or hit up our My Design Rules TV socials for details.
That's My Design Rules, where every moment is a masterpiece.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Mzansi. It's so good to still have you here. And if you've just joined, you came at the perfect time because it's time for some entertainment. And joining us right now is Martin Khan. If you don't know him, you're going to get to know him. He's a talented musician and the new kid on the block. Let's take a look at his talent right now.
A baby girl, she be vanilla. Panava. Oh, oh, na, na. Pretty Panava. A baby girl, she be vanilla. Panava. Oh, oh, na, na. Pretty Panava.
Oh, it's so hot right now. Oh, I guarantee you there are people who are bopping, moving, the hips are swaying without even knowing why. Well, there is a reason. Can we get a feel-good welcome?
Yes.
Martin is in the house. Martin. I'm sorry, I had to get that out of my system, man. So good to have you here, my friend.
Thank you very much for having me.
Welcome to our space. You come across as being just too cool for school, dude. There is a vibe about you and the music that you are making that speaks to a lot of confidence and a lot of experience, and you are a young man. Talk me through your arc to get to this point. Where did the love of this vibe first kick in? Because not everyone has the talent and the gumption to go out there and do it, but clearly that switch was flicked in you. What was that moment?
Definitely. I mean, I started at a young age. My best friend, his older brother, basically was a producer. And funny enough, we were just chilling in a room, and he was like, you know, at the beginning of songs like Rick Ross, he has Maybach music, and you know, they have all these, the tag, exactly. So he heard my voice just speaking, and he was like, man, come do something on the mic real quick.
You got a tone.
Exactly, exactly. And then I actually did his tag. And then that was the first time I ever heard feedback, my voice, like actually from a monitor and everything like that. And that's how I started. And from there, I guess it stuck.
You were your own inspiration. Exactly. Is that what I actually sound like? Is that actually me? I'm doing this. I'm doing this.
Exactly.
Well done, dude. I love that. And I love the fact, are you guys still working together?
Funny enough, he moved to a different country, but we're still in contact. And that's still my brother.
I love that he was his own hype man, though.
I know.
You've got to be your own
100%.
cheerleader, 100%, right? Well, we heard a little bit of your music a bit earlier, and I know you've just released Panado. I'm so excited to get into the Afrobeat pop feel. What is the song about, and where did the inspiration come from to say Panado is the name of this track in particular?
Luckily, they're a brand on the show, so it's fine. We can mention the song.
Well, funny enough, I mean, Panado is, I wanted to make the word bigger than it is.
For sure.
And basically, in life, you know, we take a lot of L's, and it's a journey. Life is a journey, especially us as young people. I mean, you know how it is. Every single day we post on Instagram, we post on Twitter, we post on social media, and we show the best version of ourselves. So I basically wanted to make a song that really resonates with the everyday struggle that we go through as young people, as old people, as all types of people. And basically, at the end of the day, you're the only person that knows what your final visual representation of what you want to do.
Sure.
So you might sound crazy to some people, but at the end of the day, you just got to keep putting in the work, and that visual representation will become true.
Well, it's happening. I think you're manifesting that around you. It's no coincidence that you find yourself in this space talking to the nation right now. There is one thing, and you might wake up being that Panado for yourself, for someone else. We process through the music that we make. It's great to have the emotional side wrapped up. We get that. But now you've got to make it land, and you've got to make it sell. And you're in a lane that, yes, is so popular at the moment. We know Afrobeats is just dominating. I'm a piano. It's owning TikTok. Yes, I'm going to say, okay, so great. But now you've got to deliver and differentiate yourself from probably billions of other vibes, sounds, artists out there, but you're doing that. What is that differentiation? What do you think sets you apart, bro?
I think the biggest thing that makes me different is the pain factor. I mean, where I come from a small village in Cameroon, and there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of everyday pain, everyday struggle, a lot of trauma, exactly. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I don't shy away from in my music. I'm happy to put a light on that pain, and at the end of the day, I think that I speak my honest truth.
Sure.
And kids young people going through that will click.
Exactly.
Well, from Cameroon to Cape Town, South Africa, we are so incredibly excited to see the performance of Panado and a couple of other singles that you can go ahead and prepare
So
for.
Martin, go get yourself in the zone,
Martin,
dude.
please take to the
You
stage.
can take your way to the floor. We're going to do our best to be a live studio audience right now. I love the fact that we get this plug-in. If you want to know the joy of this job, it's these sorts of moments where we get to be present as an artist becomes. But don't think for a second that this performance doesn't come on the back of blood, sweat and tears to get you to earn this right. So Martin, we are so proud to have you in our Feel Good studio. The stage is yours.
Yes.
Guys, first of all, I'll be performing Plenty Palava. Palava means problems, basically meaning plenty problems. This is when a girl has your mind going crazy, mind twisted, and you're just like, damn, this girl gave me a lot of problems. This for you.
I got G's in my life, I don't see now. I got beef, gotta delegate serious. Melanin for skin, mama diva. Guarantee, gotta keep shit serious. Jimbo, got my palm and my wine and my rainbow. Got God in my side, spiritual. Some boys in my side, illegal. My baby girl, she be vanilla. Palava, oh, nana. Pretty palava. My baby girl, she be vanilla. Palava, oh, nana. Pretty palava. Is it Mogamo, you know? See my city turn ghost, you know? I remade don't fought, you know? I remade got caught, you know? Oh God, oh God, oh God. Shit changed when I came, oh Lord. As I sing and my demons fall. And my team and they always on go. Oh no, I don't need no wrong for. My baby girl, she be vanilla. Palava, oh, nana. Pretty palava. My baby girl, she be vanilla. Palava, oh, nana. Pretty palava. My baby girl, she be vanilla. Palava, oh, nana. Pretty palava. My baby girl, she be vanilla. Palava, oh, nana. Pretty palava.
Very much. So that's Plenty Palava. Now we'll be moving on to Panado. As I said, this is a song about struggle. This is a song about taking L's and keep pushing. Doesn't matter what happens in this life, believe in yourself and just keep pushing. Panado, let's go.
Too young, too far from D&D. For me, how many nights on the couch, let me be honest. Oh, nah, nah. I did pray, I did grind, I did shine, I did be honest. And that's my fault. Drink codeine, Panado. Thanks for the hate, don't go. Palava me naro. I be stressing, I'll be honest. Feels like I do things wrong. All my blessings, they go follow. Follow me, ponderos. they don't come for me. I be stressed and I'll be honest. Feels like I do things wrong. All my blessings, they gon' fall. Follow me, ponderos. Panado, now
Attention, all you passionate young chefs in the making. Are you between the ages of 13 and 17? Do you love making magic in the kitchen? Then this is your chance to shine on TV. Enter to be a contestant on the Tastemaster SA Junior, made with love by Clover, and stand a chance to win 150,000 Rand. WhatsApp a video showing us your baking skills or enter on the tastemaster.co.za. Entries close 31st May. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Let's chat to the parents out there and have a very important chat at that. They say that parenthood is the scariest hood that you will ever go through. And yeah, there are some moments, but that's only when you aren't clued up, which is pretty much every second it feels like, but there is help at hand. We've come up with the perfect way for us to learn alongside with you with a little Q&A. So how it's going to work, we've got 5 seconds to decide whether the statements given that we will put out ourselves about baby skin are true or false. And then, of course, we've invited the superstar to the couch. We have got a pediatrician with us, Professor Claudia Gray, who is like the most pediatrician out there, who is going to, I'm assuming, humble us as we go. Prof, so good to have you here.
Thanks so much.
Oh, well, we're excited to dive into this Q&A. G-Man, obviously already a dad, myself hoping one day to be a mom. Now, true or false, this is our first question.
Okay.
Compared to adult skin, a new baby's skin is 30% thinner.
I'm going to say, I would say true.
True. I would also say true. Prof?
Ta-da! So, you are absolutely correct. A newborn baby is often work in action in many areas, the skin, the gut, the brain.
You can almost still see the brain, man.
You can almost still see the brain. There's a big hole there to feel the brain. So I want you to imagine the skin as a brick wall. I think it's almost the best analogy. A whole bunch of bricks and cement in between and some plastering on the top. Now, adults have got a great big wall that keeps out the baddies and keeps in the goodies. So the goodies in the skin are things like water, nutrients, your immune system, things that you don't want to get through. The baddies are things like infections, allergens. So we've got a great big wall. Children have got a wall that's still being built. So it's only 2/3 the height of the adult wall. And it's a bit leaky as well. The cement is a bit frothed still. So it still needs to mature. So you can imagine the baddies coming in, infections, allergens, the goodies,
going
water
out.
going out.
Oh.
So, you know, one of the things we always talk about, which we'll get to later, is how do we preserve that little wall
barrier
to make it function as well as it can. So as a starting point, yes, children have got a thinner skin than adults.
And that's why I was shaven for that particular time. There is nothing better than that skin on your cheek. It's just the most beautiful feeling in the world, even the smell of it. I love it. So we're going to put our next one out, Joe. So we're off to a good start. Well done. I have a feeling we're going to win because I'm playing with Zoe. True or false? A baby's skin can lose moisture faster than an adult.
I definitely think that's true.
Must
Prof,
be
you
true,
just shared
surely.
that the wall's still being built.
So I'm glad that there's brick wall that's strong, the cement is strong, there's a good barrier. Kids, it's still leaky. So two things, it's thinner, and also the cement isn't as strong. A child's skin hasn't got as many natural moisturizing factors, so it doesn't hold on to water as easily. And it's thinner. So children, little babies, can lose up to 6 times more water than adults from the skin.
Not a little, it's a lot. That's quite a thing.
A lot,
yeah, now you understand.
Which really emphasizes why we shouldn't do things that harm the skin barrier even more.
I feel like that was a hint to our next question because
Right.
true or false, you can use any product on babies' skin as their skin is not more prone to allergies and irritations.
I'm
That's
gonna
definitely
say false. It must be false, surely.
So we've learnt about that because those are the baddies, aren't they? Yeah. So any barrier, the Great Wall of China, any fortress, we're keeping the baddies out, we're keeping the goodies in. The baddies are allergens, infections. So if we damage that wall even further by using products that are inferior or chemical, you know, we think about the plastering. So we've only got 2/3 of our wall built and we quickly want to finish it because the enemy is coming. We want to put on a plastering on top. Do we take the cheaper, nasty plastering or do we take a superior plastering that's going to help the wall to function? So that's the same with skin products. We have to choose them very carefully. The pH needs to be right, slightly acidic, 5.5. We need to have fatty stuff in there. We need to have watery
the
stuff
fatty ointment.
in there.
Lord bless the fatty ointment.
The fatty ointment.
You don't understand.
Yeah. So you don't want a pure aqueous cream, which is water-based. You want those lovely combination creams where there's some lipids and some waters. We don't want baddies and we don't want too many chemicals in. If it's fragrance, it must be gently fragranced with an approved fragrance. So we really need to choose wisely. This old adage of taking a bar of green soap and scrubbing the baby is the worst thing we can do for our babies.
Strips it all away. Okay, well, we've done really well.
Yes.
We're going to maintain Zoe's 100% win record on the show. True or false? You do not need to moisturize your baby's skin after bath time as it's able to create its own moisture.
I think that's false if I'm listening to Prof.
It must be, surely.
Zoe, you must have been a really good student. You are listening so well.
I'm sitting in the front row.
You're sitting in the front row. We're talking about the natural moisturizing factors, and they are significantly reduced in a baby's skin. So we can help by recreating them and adding a sort of almost an artificial layer of moisturizing factors. So as long as it's a good, refutable, non-irritant moisturizer, it's a really good idea to bath the baby, not too long, not too hot, pat the baby dry, don't rub the baby, pat the baby dry and apply a good moisturizer afterwards.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I think we picked up some absolute tips here. Hopefully you guys were playing along at home. The bottom line is you don't have to tackle parenthood alone. There is a community around you and there is information to empower you. And I love the fact that you talk with a pediatrician's tone when you address us. Maybe that's why we're taking on so much of this information, right? But that's where we sit. But you do this parenthood thing with your community around you. So ask for help, ask those vital questions and know that you're not walking those steps alone.
Well, we are back in the kitchen, and it is so incredibly good to be right here, right now. Because if you need a quick and easy, healthy breakfast, or you're like me and love a little snack that's nutritious, then Clover Fruits of the Forest is all you need to have a fruitful day. See what I did there? This berry crumble banana split offers a nutritious take on the traditional classic, and it is a guaranteed crowd pleaser. Now, speaking about a crowd, I have to, of course, welcome in Zoe Brown, because I cannot do this alone. Zoe, are you hungry?
I am hungry. You know what? Good. We've had the chippies. Now we're here for the dessert
It's about balance.
The leftovers.
Do you want to be my sous chef again today?
Yes. Okay.
I will guide you through it while I take care of the compote, right?
Okay.
So what you'll need is these. Do you want to peel them first or cut them
I will
first?
give them a little bit of a peel first and then give them a cut.
And split them in half, because of course we're going banana split, right?
Okay.
And place them in the black bowl over there, and then I'll give you the next instruction, what we do with our yogurt. I'll put this here. It's voting day today.
It is.
Which means that it is, of course, a holiday for South Africans. But remember to vote. Don't forget to do that. And I know that many people might actually organize a little brunch at their house.
Oh, yeah.
A cute moment to entertain some guests. I feel like this would be the perfect thing to offer them, right?
And I mean, you always think banana split a dessert, but how about a breakfast, which I love the little, the difference or the shake-up in the recipe.
Do you prefer sweet or savory breakfast?
I'm more of a savory breakfast individual, although every now and then I love a sweet breakfast.
Right.
You can never go wrong with pancakes or anything that incorporates bananas. So I'm splitting it completely.
It's completely down the middle. That is perfect. We already know you had good knife skills.
There we go.
Clem did the jobs to teach you.
I
so
need the best knife, though.
Yeah, we threw in our blueberries as well as strawberries over here. We're also going to add in some honey to add that sweetness and bring it out, because berries aren't actually very sweet, right? They've got a bit of a tartness to it. So we're definitely going to add that in there. Delicious. I absolutely love that, and let that go. So what we're going to do with the bananas is add in, of course, our Clover Fruits of the Forest. And this one is a citrus.
Yes, so we're going for full cream yogurt citrus. Now you can use any flavor of Clover's Fruits of the Forest full cream yogurt flavors and enjoy the thicker and creamier taste, and of course the real fruit pieces. So
delicious. And the chunks in there you can actually see they've got the real fruit. It's absolutely delicious.
How much should I be?
You know
just
what?
A little
go
bit.
wild.
Just go wild.
I think go wild.
We
want to have as much creaminess as possible on our bananas.
There we
yum,
go.
yum, yum.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I
you
think
also
that's
want to
about
see the
good.
banana
Exactly. Okay, so now we're going to go in with some granola. Just sprinkle it on the top. I told you, it's really simple. This is probably about 5 steps in, and we're almost done.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for that beautiful berry coulis that you're busy making.
And this is, of course, the crumble that we're adding to the berry crumble banana split. Very excited to get into the compote, though. I think that might be my favorite part of the recipe.
And you also just want that crunch from the muesli or the granola that we are using right now, which is also, it will break through the soft textures of our delicious Fruits of the Forest. It will break through the softness of our banana, and then of course we've got a ready-made berry compote that you can have the honors of completing.
Can I?
Go for it.
Let me do this. Let me do it. Clear my way. Clear my way. Let me come through. Okay. So after you've waited a little bit and cooked it down, it reduces and it becomes this beautiful kind of syrup. I would say like a chunky syrup. It's called a compote, and we just kind of put that everywhere. Listen, I'm definitely no professional chef, but
it looks beautiful.
I try to act like one.
And you can finish it off with some beautiful mint leaves, some fresh fruit. I feel like we have to have the honors of tasting this.
Let's
I've got a little. Okay,
Shall we cheers our spoons?
Cheers.
Clink,
There
clink.
we go.
You go that side.
Going in with a bit of berry. I just want to get our
the
Fruits of
perfect
the
bites.
Forest.
Oh, I went big.
It is good.
That yogurt brings a different flavor.
I love our Fruits of the Forest. There we go.
So delicious.
If you want to get your hands on this delicious recipe, it's all about the berry coulis banana split. Get your hands, in fact, head on over to our website, expressoshow.com, and you can get your hands on this delicious recipe.
Have another bite. Okay. Okay. Dig in, dig in, dig in. Here we go.
Enjoy a thicker and creamier full cream yogurt with real fruit pieces. A fruitful day awaits with Clover Fruits of the Forest.
Now looking at those culinary skills play out, you might be thinking that these are pros in the kitchen, but no, we are learning from the pros today. The Culinary Hotline is all about those kitchen basics and sharpening up those skills. And Carissa is going to hopefully continue on her form this morning as she tackles, along with Chef Clem, the humble poached egg. You've got to get it perfectly right. We want the oozage from the yolk, quite a lot of pressure, quite a lot of expectation. If you've got any questions, send them through. Then, of course, lest we forget, Father's Day is around the corner, and I think we've got the perfect hookup. When it comes to awesome gadgets and cool stuff, we have got just what your dad, I guarantee, is lusting after this Father's Day. Stick around.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back. It is, of course, election day. It is voting day today. And we put that question out for you to just find out where you're at mentally. Exactly why do you think it is important to vote today?
And I think all of us have a very personal motivation when it comes to this bigger picture and smaller picture. So let's hear how you are feeling this morning. Why is it so important to be voting today? Let's take a listen.
Hi, Expresso family, it's your Lisa. I feel it's very important for one to vote because that is how you take back the power into your own hands and choosing the eligible leader to represent you. It's you literally saying, I feel this person is best to represent me to fight my battles, and this person best knows our interest as a country at heart. So me voting today is me taking back my power and fighting for change and finding someone that is best to represent me.
I love that. Who's going to fight your battle for you?
I love that.
I absolutely.
Yes,
at the
Yolisa.
heart. Absolutely
Please
beautiful.
continue.
Yeah, let's hear more.
Yeah.
Family, my name is Zolani Mpinda.
Hi, Zolani.
I am from Philipstown in Northern Cape. It is very important for me to go vote today because I never vote my entire life. And I believe that my vote will change my life. And it is so good for me to go put the X for the very first time on this democracy. Yes, there's nothing else. Only I can say is that I believe that my vote will change my entire life.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Expresso family.
Thank
Have a nice
you.
day.
Thank you. As these words are spoken, you think that so much of the hard yards were done 30 years ago and beyond that, during the darkest hours to get us to this point. But to hear realizations like that for the first time in his life, maybe it's taken us 30 years of processing and understanding, and to yourself
That's
to
what
vote,
it is.
100%.
Go out there and vote. You have until 9 p.m. tonight. Make your X count.
Well, on that note, let's take a final look at your headlines as it goes 8 o'clock. Starting with national news, the 3 accused in the Pala Pala farm theft case appeared in the Bella Bella Magistrates Court in Limpopo yesterday. The accused, Emanuela David and siblings Froliana and Ndelina Shaw Joseph, had their case postponed until August for a hearing in the Modimolle Regional Court. They face charges of burglary, theft and money laundering, accused of stealing $580,000 from President Cyril Ramaphosa's farm in February 2020. David remains in custody, but the other 2 accused have had their bail extended. And there were no survivors in yesterday's road accident on the Polokwane Dendron Road in Limpopo, where a truck collided with a minibus taxi after allegedly crossing into the oncoming lane. 14 people succumbed. The taxi transporting teachers and other civil servants to Senwa Barawana was heading towards Bochum, and the truck was en route to Polokwane. Provincial Police Commissioner Thembi Hadebe said the exact number of fatalities was still to be confirmed. He added that heavy fog over Polokwane yesterday morning may have contributed to the accident. Moving to news beyond our own borders, Kenya's President William Ruto has faced criticism after claiming a private jet to the US was cheaper than using the national airline without disclosing costs. Ruto's 3-day state visit to the US was the first by an African leader in over 15 years. During the trip, Kenya secured investment deals worth billions of dollars and was designated by the US as a major non-NATO ally, cementing its position as a key security partner in Africa. And the United Nations Security Council has held an emergency meeting after at least 45 Palestinians, including women, children and elderly, were killed in an Israeli attack in Rafah, Gaza. The attack targeted 2 senior Hamas leaders and accused fires in several parts of the camp. Despite an international court, the justice ordered to stop its offensive in Rafah, Israel hasn't done so. UN Coordinator Martin Griffith said there was no safe place in Gaza. Meanwhile, Israeli ground forces have reached the center of Rafah amid intensified military operations. And in a heartwarming celebration that illustrated the timeless nature of love, Bernie Littman, 100 years old, and Marjorie Fitterman, 102, recently exchanged vows at the senior living facility they share in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in the US. Their love story began over 9 years ago at the same community, where they quickly became inseparable, enjoying various activities together. Although their decision to marry surprised their family and friends, it brought immense happiness to them all. The wedding transformed the facility into a scene of celebration, and both of them exchanged heartfelt vows surrounded by loved ones. As the newlyweds embarked on this new chapter of their lives, their story serves as a very important reminder that love can blossom at any age. Well, that is where I leave those headlines for today.
Oh, beautiful story. Thank you so much, Zoe. Let's continue on an inspirational trend, if not quite as heartfelt, because there are some rivalries playing out in World Rugby's Under-20 Championships, and it's back in South Africa this June and July, featuring the top 12 Under-20 teams vying for supremacy, and of course, young players looking to put their hands up to defending champs France and the Junior Springboks, obviously eyeing glory. So it kicks off on the 29th of June here in the Mother City, and the matches will be held at the Cape Town and Athlone stadiums. And playoffs begin on the 14th of July, with that final playing out on the 19th of July. So nearly a month of rugby to take in. In the junior box, they'll be competing in Pool C alongside England, Argentina and Fiji. Tough one. Pool A, equally tough. France, Wales, New Zealand and Spain. And then propping up Pool B, we've got Ireland, Australia, Georgia and Italy. Now, a lot of focus on international football, Euros in particular, and Real Madrid's goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois has been left out of Belgium's Euro 2024 squad, recovering from, well, let's call it a season plagued by injuries. So the 32-year-old, he ruptured his cruciate ligament in August, made it back, and then suffered a meniscus injury in March, and then made it back, and he returned to start 4 of Madrid's last 5 La Liga games, but he has not been deemed fully fit for the showpiece. So Belgium in Group E with Slovakia, Romania and Ukraine, and they'll play friendlies in preparation against Montenegro on the 5th of June and Luxembourg on the 8th of June before heading to Germany for the actual tournament. Now, an end of an era in golf, as American golfer Lexi Thompson has announced her retirement from the LPGA Tour at the end of the 2024 season. The 29-year-old has an incredible list of accolades: 11-time LPGA Tour winner, a major champion, a 2-time Olympian, and a 6-time U.S. Solheim Cup team member. This announcement comes just days before she competes in the U.S. Women's Open for the 18th consecutive year. You try and do the maths, but a loss of an absolute legend. So we certainly wish her well. Now, speaking of legends, defending champion Novak Djokovic dismissed concerns about his form with a solid 6-4, 7-6, 6-4 win over French wildcard Pierre-Hugues Humbert in the French Open first round. So the top seed, aiming for a record-extending 25th Grand Slam title, quickly found his rhythm in the night match at the Court Philippe Chatrier. And despite not reaching a final this year, yet great to see him cement his name in history once again. And that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's see if there are a couple of weather warnings to take in.
Well, thank you, G-Man, for that. For the final time this morning, let's have a look at that weather. Now, the SA Weather Service has warned of extreme high fire danger in the Northern and Western Cape regions today. This warning highlights the heightened risk of fires due to weather conditions such as dry vegetation, high temperatures, low humidity, and potentially strong winds currently experienced in the regions under warning. There have been more than 9,500 fires in the Western Cape in the past 5 months, and with temperatures today in the high 20s, residents are urged to exercise extreme caution. Now let's have a look once again at those sunrise views from your home to us here in studio. Now this one right here was sent by Rosemary from Chatsworth, Durban. Isn't that so incredibly beautiful? I love the orange tones coming through on your beautiful sunrise. Remember to continue sharing yours with us, your morning views, that is, on 063 408 8863. Well, let's have a look at those temperatures as to what you can experience for the rest of Election Day.
temperatures for today. Well, we're going to make sure at least it will rain a bit of money somewhere across Mzansi.
Not just a little bit.
just a little bit a lot. Well, how does this sound? Play Lotto, Lotto plus 1 and Lotto plus 2 for 29 million rand in total estimated jackpots today. Now you can play Lotto for an estimated 19 million rand, Lotto plus 1 for an estimated 5 million rand, and Lotto plus 2 for an estimated 5 million rand.
And I suggest just play them all, hey? Yeah. Just play them all. For an extra R2.50, just play it. You can buy your tickets in-store with a big smile, get all that good karma, okay? You can go online, nationallottery.co.za. You can use a mobile app, you can use cell phone banking, or you can go old school, dial *120 *7529# for USSD. Simple.
Very simple indeed. And we've posted all of these details on Expresso's social media pages, so you can simply go and check them out. And make sure you get yourself in the running to win your share of 29 million rand in total estimated Lotto, Lotto plus 1 and Lotto plus 2 jackpots today, but you have to play.
And you can dream. You can also dream. Give yourself license to actually think about what that could do. And you can do that as we just refresh ourselves before getting back into the kitchen for the culinary hotline. Bling!
Ting, ting, ting.
He's ready at any moment. And we are working on those staples, sharpening up those kitchen skills. We've had some amazing knife work. We've done the white sauce. Now we are going to whip up the perfect poached egg. No pressure.
No pressure at all. And yes, something else that's on the cards, Father's Day. So we're going to look at some exciting gift-giving ideas ahead of Father's Day, just to give you that one step of an advantage.
I love that. I love that idea.
So you know.
There are stories of creators, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And we're going to continue with the good vibes right now, because this week on the Culinary Hotline, we are going back to basics with our Chef Skills edition. Whether you are a culinary novice or even a home cook looking to sharpen your skills in the kitchen. Do you see what I did there?
I see what you did.
Next Clem shows us how to master the poached egg with a foolproof method to achieve perfectly poached eggs with minimal effort. But that's not all. He also has a brilliant hack to effortlessly deshell boiled eggs. I can do the deshelling.
Okay, you can?
As for the poached egg, Clem.
Okay, we're gonna sort this out. But also, it's your first time on a hotline. We do things a little different.
Tell me.
You gotta be doing the cheer.
Okay.
So
how does it go?
You gotta scream.
Yeah.
It's the Culinary Hotline, bling, and then 5 out of the 50 people behind us will scream, ting, ting, ting.
Okay, let's try,
so
let's
you,
try.
yeah, to camera. Yeah, on the corner, on the corner,
Which
on the corner.
Which camera? Okay. It's the Culinary Hotline, bling!
Ting, ting, ting!
Oh, I love
There we go.
Like
there
I'm
we go.
ready to go. Let's poach some
Okay,
eggs.
so we got a question about shelling hard-boiled eggs. We got a question about poaching eggs. But before that, we have another question on a voice note,
We
right?
do. It's all about popcorn kernels.
Let it pop. Let it pop.
Let's take a
Good
listen.
morning. Good morning. Is it normal to reuse popcorn kernels? I'm not sure. Are they called kernels? Yeah, but yeah.
Is it normal to reuse popcorn? You know what happens? We make popcorn at home. I love popcorn so much. You know, you got it going, you got it going. You empty it into a bowl, and then at the bottom, there's maybe about 23 and a half kernels.
Yo, but
Just didn't make
specific,
the cut.
23 and up. So the thing about that, right? Yes, you can. So you removed all the popcorn that has popped. And I'm going to use the example that you said now that it was made in a pot.
Yes.
Okay. So you've removed any of the popcorn that has popped. If it's looking like there's quite a lot that's still happening in the bottom of the pot, yes, you can. You can pop it back
So you
into
just put
the
it
heat.
back on the stove? Okay.
But if that doesn't pop, you're done. If that doesn't pop, basically what happens it means that the kernel has been in the pack for quite a long time. So popcorn, there's a bit of moisture inside the kernel.
Okay.
When that moisture gets hot, it expands and then pop.
This is how popcorn works?
That's how popcorn works.
Okay.
What happens is, if the kernel's been in the bag for a little too long, the actual membrane on the outside, the shell, might get a crack. So what happens, as that moisture is expanding, instead of popping, there's a little crack, so that moisture's kind of just popping out. The steam's being released instead of it popping.
Oh, I'm
And then I don't know what to actually tell you what to do with the leftover popcorn.
Can you plant it? Can you grow millies?
It has actually sprouted before, even though it's been in the microwave, which is crazy. But you know what? Find someone that has a chicken.
No. And just feed it.
Just feed the chickens.
Oh, I love that.
I love that question because it's actually, I had to think about that one. So
and we learn something new every day. Continue sending the questions, please. We absolutely love it. As we get into this, so what do we have here?
Poached eggs. Have you ever made poached eggs?
Let me say I've attempted. They turned into no eggs because no.
It's very intimidating. Because you like, there's a lot that has to happen, techniques about swirling things
Vinegar,
and whatever. So I'm going to simplify it, okay? So the first thing you need to do is you don't need to be poaching your eggs in like liters of water. You just need a little bit of water. That's all you need, okay? Another reason I say use a little bit of water is if you're using a bigger pot with a lot of water, as soon as you put that egg in there, you're chasing that egg around.
Yeah.
Okay? Versus you having it in a smaller pot with less water, it's there.
Okay.
Okay? And you want control.
Right.
Another thing is the vinegar. Vinegar is important, and people didn't know why we were adding vinegar to the water for a very long time. The acidity or the vinegar itself, when you get those little stray pieces of egg white, the vinegar helps that set quickly. So you're not going to get the longest strands of white. As soon as it starts spraying out, it just gets set up. And you can use lemon juice, you can use we're using white vinegar.
Acidic, right?
Do not use something like a balsamic or a dark color vinegar.
Okay.
Your egg's gonna pick up that color.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's gonna pick up quite a bit of that flavor, but you don't need a lot. So first things first.
I know you do like a whirl.
We don't
You don't
swirl.
do a whirl.
Don't swirl. It's not necessary. You kind of want to be as gentle with the egg as possible. So if you just gently drop the egg in there, let it do its thing. When you are swirling, I find that as soon as you add the egg in there, you're trying to control the egg, but you've created a vortex, and now it's just spinning the egg around everywhere. So no.
Give me an egg. Give me an egg.
Okay, so another thing is we never crack the egg straight into the pot.
Oh, okay. I was about to do that.
You see, control. We don't have control where the egg's going to end up. And the second thing, what happens if you get a bit of shell in that pot?
You eat the shell.
What is...
It's part of the meal now.
Okay. Calcium.
crunch, no?
Calcium. A little bit of fat. There we go. So, but no, so crack it into the bowl
Into
first.
this, okay.
And we use this technique as well when we're baking. Crack eggs into a bowl before you put it into your big mixing bowl. If you get eggshell in the cake batter, it's going to be so hard to fish it out versus you having a small little cup.
Right.
Okay.
I like that tip.
Let's just have a look at the temperature of the water quickly.
Do I feel it? I'm joking.
No.
What do I
Okay,
do?
so I want it to be, a gentle bubble.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be bubbling over. So what we're working with right now is really good. So very carefully, you're gonna just tip the bowl as close as you can, get to the water. And again, everything's about control.
Okay.
And then slowly drop that egg into the water.
Slowly drop the
Look,
egg.
you can be closer to the water, be
Even
closer to the
closer?
water.
Even
Yeah,
closer?
and you can go.
Oh, my fingers.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that in a second. That looks good. Okay. So now, how do you actually taste? The thing about poached eggs, they work if your eggs are fresh. Okay. If it's
How
not
do you know?
if it's not a fresh egg, it's not gonna happen. So we got some water. I think we probably would have needed a little more water, but let's do the test.
Okay.
You can add an egg to the
Just
cup.
put it in?
Yeah. Okay. What you're looking for is the egg to sink. That's telling you the egg is fresh. My heart, I was like, is this egg in the sink?
That could have gone either way right now.
So
let's try one more.
The egg, why are you doing it to me again? So yeah, that's all fresh. The egg's in a sink, and the reason for that is inside the egg, I know science, eh?
You do.
Inside the egg, there's a tiny air pocket. And as the egg ages, that tiny air pocket gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Okay.
Air, obviously, it's going to start being buoyant, and it's going to start floating. Once it starts floating, you know your egg's kind of like close to like done times.
But you can still eat it. It's like
you
got
can.
a day or two.
You can.
Yeah.
The thing for me is you'll smell an egg and you'll know it's not that egg.
True.
Also, you buy Woolies eggs, there's dates on there.
I mean,
please,
come
that's the
on.
only eggs we eat.
Need? What are we doing with these boiled ones?
First, I'm going to go and check on what's happening here.
It's looking good.
There we go.
We didn't even put vinegar in it.
No, I did. I put a little bit in. Okay. So you can take it out. Let me see. Let me see.
Are you sure?
Let me see. Okay, so what I like to... Let's lift it up so we can show the people at home what we're working with.
Oh my God, I'm nervous.
Okay, first of all, beautiful. The yolks, the whites are almost set.
Okay.
I do prefer a bit of a runny yolk. I'll give that another minute.
Okay.
So cool.
Let's do our
the question about the deshelling the eggs. So I've got some hard-boiled eggs in the pot. I need a little bit of water.
Okay.
Okay. We're not wasting water. I'm actually keeping water in a jug.
We love and
you think I'm lying? No, I'm keeping all the water. There we go. Okay.
Save the earth.
A little bit of water in the pot and skid it. Not angry shake, purpose shake.
No,
and if a little bit of water comes out, it's fine. It's okay. What you're trying to do is you're trying to break. Maybe less water. Maybe less water. What you're trying to do is you're just trying to break the eggs in the pan, but you want to keep a little bit of water. The reason for the water is as you break the eggs, some of that water gets in between the shell and the egg.
Yeah.
And you're creating a separation, and then essentially you should just be able to kind of pop it all out.
Got you. Okay, so
I am making a mess.
Egg. We do. Oh, nah, just do that.
There've also been some methods where I've seen people crack the egg, and then kind of hold it in their hands, and they kind of like blow. I don't know about that.
Well, what are we doing today?
We're just gonna get.
I thought you're sticking a spoon in.
Show me. I want all the techniques, and then the shell should come off a lot easier by just doing that mesh. You see, it's just peeling off because of that water that we use.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Done.
Cheers,
Okay.
our eggs.
Cheers.
They're looking naked and ready to
Can we
eat.
get your other egg out of the water because it should be done now? Okay,
we
so
will do that while we have to prepare ourselves to come on back. Take it out. Show them how well we did today.
No, honestly, restaurant. I'm done. Graham, Zoe, Carissa, I'm done. Ooh. And then I go and throw the egg on the table.
Let's go to an ad break while we clean up this mess. Please, Clem, what is going on, sir?
Oh, I can't even tell them. It was perfect. It was perfect until I interfered.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso on S3, and we're about to dive into the world of entertainment. We're going to catch up with what the celebrities are up to in the world. And Carissa, you are going to give us the lowdown.
I am.
Break it down, girl. Break it down.
I absolutely love entertainment news, and especially when the Queen, Madonna, is in the building.
Ooh.
I don't know if you know much about Madonna's dating history, but it is rich with so many incredible artists. Speaking of, Guy Ritchie is there in as well. He, of course, is a director that we all know and love. We also have the likes of Michael Jackson. Don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that.
Tupac Shakur.
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn was in the mix. They were together for a while. And even Basquiat, the artist. Like, it just goes on and on and on. And today, we, of course... And on. And today, of course, we're going to talk about her ending her long-term relationship with a former long romance boyfriend, Josh Popper. I was quite sad to see the two of them split up. They'd grown close, you know, over the past while, and she moved from one man to the other. I feel like I got those names mixed up. So she was with one boxer, but then moved to yet another. So she was with Josh. They spent a year together. He's 30 years old. She's 65. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, you go, girl.
They spent a year together. In fact, her son introduced them, and then, you know, a romance occurred. And now she's with a different boxer who's from the UK, and his name is Richard Riakpro. And it seems like their relationship is blossoming right now.
And he's also in his 30s. He's like...
He's at least 35.
At least, she says.
Look
like
how
it's a bad
gorgeous
thing.
she looks so good.
I think, and I saw a beautiful article about J-Lo because this is 55 or 54.
Yeah.
It's not. This is 54 or 65 if you have limitless resources.
Come on.
And you've got to really take that on board. And I think that article really made staked a claim of, like, don't look to celebrities as being the baseline existence of what people should look like, feel like, act like.
Or conduct their lives like.
Yeah, it's a different lane. And we sit in a different lane. But kudos to her because she is crushable, and she has probably been my first crush, if I think way back when.
On, yes.
So, I mean, to maintain that level of relevance and self-love and confidence and just... She doesn't care, and I love that.
And
I
we love
love
that. Madonna's an absolute icon. You know, she even dated somebody named Madonna too, and I just feel like she is just the queen of all queens. Can we talk about the big Shaq, though?
Yes.
Oh, my
What a
goodness, I'm
guy.
such a fan. I'm such a fan of Shaquille O'Neal. He truly is just such a big teddy bear. He's over 7 feet tall with a heart that's even bigger, and he's very passionate about education. I don't know if you knew that. So not only did he have an NBA career that spanned over decades, he also decided to get his master's degree. But listen to this. The university said, Shaq, you cannot do an online course. You can't get your degree that way. And he was saying, okay, what I would like to do is come on through and do an in-person thing. And they said, if you can get 15 people to join your class, you're welcome to come. So he paid for 15 people to get their master's degree.
Oh, wow.
I mean, come on. The man is such a legend, and I honestly think his philanthropy goes so far.
But think of that strategic network of those 15 people, what they'll be worth. But I love that. I love this, like, we all rise together notion.
Look at the height difference.
That is hilarious.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man, Big Shaq.
But
There's
also,
a reason why they call him that.
photo of him holding the basketball. Basketballs are big.
Yeah.
He makes it look like a miniature.
Does he have to jump to reach the hoop? I don't think he has to jump to reach the hoop. He is a giant, but I love that analogy, that his heart is even bigger. I love that.
I feel like we need to just give it into context. How tall is Ibn Etzebeth? He is 6 foot?
8 or 9. He must be close to 7, not quite, but I'm sure he's around. So don't come for me, Ibbies, if I've got
But he's
shaved
tall.
off,
So Shaq's even taller.
and bigger. It's the volume. It's that they are, like, spread out. But that is awesome. Absolutely love you, Shaq. They are spread out across 3 football fields, apparently.
You know, one fun fact about Shaq, he actually gets pedicures regularly. So he's got all the different designs. And, well, he says he's got ugly feet and he doesn't want to deal with it. So he's like, here you go. That's your job.
Offer accepted. Challenge accepted, Shaq. I love it. That was a beautiful story. I love that.
Let's get into a homegrown story, one that really warmed my heart. You know, in 2022, it was a really challenging year for our singer, our songbird, Lyra. She suffered a stroke, and that really put such a halt on her career. And when you're a singer, and that's what you do, where do you go?
We thought it was the end.
We thought it was the end of her. 2 years later, she is taken to the stage at Constitution Hill and really made made such a beautiful impact of those around her. She made them feel good, and I absolutely love to see it.
That's a beautiful story. I remember when the news broke, she was abroad when she had this experience, and then, you know, it's a scary thing to go through alone, never mind abroad. And it's so beautiful that she's retaken the stage and just, you know, it didn't hold her back.
Guys, to put it in perspective, there are people who struggle to learn to talk again after going through a gateway like this. You can imagine when your whole career, your whole persona, I would imagine so much of your self-worth and your self-image, and take nothing away from the kind of confident person that she's always been, because I've known her for a long time. She was one of the Avengers, yo. She was one of the first South African artists to do it authentically, her way, and achieve the success that we thought wasn't really possible for South African artists, individual artists who weren't just jumping on a trend. She created a lane for herself. Imagine that's all taken away in one moment. How do you find your way back? Well, she's shown us. You just pick yourself up and you do it.
What an
so
inspiration.
proud.
What an inspiration.
Oh, well, that is a wrap on our entertainment news. And speaking of entertainment, on Monday, we announced the big news, in case you haven't noticed. Carissa Cupido has joined the Expresso family, and we couldn't be more excited and prouder of her. And after 9 years of striving to be on television and establishing herself as a broadcaster, she finally achieved her goal.
So, believe it or not, you might think it's been a lot longer, but today is just day three of the adrenaline pumping journey. I think every moment is adrenaline pumping when you first enter into our crazy space, and it's only just the beginning. So let's find out what life behind the scenes has been like with Carissa, both on radio and, of course, in this silly, wonderful place we call home.
Well, my journey leading up to this moment has actually taken me 9 years. Many people don't know that, but they say an overnight success takes 10 years, and I'm about to clock my decade. So it's been a lot of grinding, a lot of sacrifice. I won a presenter search like a couple years ago, and we did some good things, but then there was just silence a little bit, and I had to focus on other avenues like exploring digital and how I could put myself out there, and also, of course, radio, until it got to a point that Expresso called me back as a guest, and for the past year I've been contributing in that regard, and I guess I impressed somebody.
We're so proud to have Carissa join our team. It's so nice to have another strong female presence on the show. We've got a lot of men, a lot of good-looking men, but to have a woman of color on the show is just great for Expresso.
And I think it's a time, it's a season, it's an era now to be that blossoming flower. And I mean, she's had 9 years of trying to be on TV, and now it's a journey in her time. So we couldn't be more proud and excited for her, and to see her blossom in this space and on our TV screens.
To finally call myself a sister, part of the Expresso family, is such a sigh of relief. I think that this moment, I've kind of metaphorically been holding my breath until this point, and I feel like God just knew, you know, I was ready now, and when He said yes, I just had to run. And that's how I feel right now, running on the job, getting my cardio in, and also just learning along with South Africa about what it takes to be a great Expresso host. Radio plays one of the biggest roles in my life. I've been a consumer of the medium for years. I remember the days when I used to listen to it on my little hi-fi stereo at home. Absolutely love Nicole Fox, I think it was, on 5FM back then. And she inspired me to get into this space. I was like, what is she doing to me right now? She's on the other side of the airwaves. It could have been anywhere in the world, but I feel so connected to her. And the music she's playing is just brightening up my day. And so from that moment, I think it sparked something in me and made me realize that radio is such a powerful platform. And I'm so privileged that I get to be part of it.
Carissa, the future is all yours. We've got someone that we work with, Chad Simon. He says, live the moment. You're living moments, remember them.
There is no journey like the radio journey, and if you are a broadcaster, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But honestly, it's the greatest joy. I get so excited every single time I prep a show and have to deliver it because, like I said, it's a great space to connect with people through music and through great conversation, and most importantly, entertainment, because who doesn't love just a little bit of escapism, right? And the great thing is that not only do I connect and build a community with the people that I talk to, but also the people that I get to do radio with. And today, for example, I get to chat with Tamara Snow as well as Lorenzo Darius, and it's just such a great time, and it honestly feels like a family.
I think we knew from the very first second that Carissa came onto your Feel Good Breakfast Show set that she was a fit. There was just something about her vibe, about the endless, boundless energy that she has, and just her personality. She's so open and loving just from that basis point. So it was only a matter of time before she got her break to enter the space. Now that we see her do her thing, I cannot wait to watch the arc that she is on right now. She is going to help and impress and make so many people feel better about themselves, because that's what she does for us, and that's what the show is about. She has absolutely smashed her first week on air.
I can't even contain my excitement about joining the Expresso family, and it really is that. It's a family. I feel like a long-lost sister that's finally made her way home, and to be standing next to and presenting with industry giants is such an honor, and it's such a privilege, and I'm really not taking this platform lightly. I feel like it's a huge responsibility to wake up in Mzansi every single day, and I really am just going to bring myself fully, my authentic, real self, sometimes a bit ditzy, but honestly just full of energy, full of just vibrant, good times, and a great perspective. I think I've gone through quite a lot in my life that I will bring to the table, quite honestly, and we will share and grow together.
I think it's great to see a transition from being a guest on the show to being a presenter. It's like such a full circle moment.
And the best part is she knows every single person here. She fits right in.
On a day-to-day basis, I really try to live by 3 words, and that is do it scared. I think that often we kind of allow fear to get the better of us and stop us from stepping over into what could be your destiny, you know? I honestly believe that faith and fear cannot coexist, and so I often try to choose the path of believing in myself, believing in the higher power, and making sure that I walk in that purpose instead of being too scared to do anything.
Oh, wow. Yay! Can we have another round of applause, because it's just so awesome. I've got to ask you, because it's the notion of, and you've even been on set, so you have a version of what it's like to be here, and now that you're on the other side of that, is it different? How are you feeling after your first few days?
Oh my goodness, I think they were saying on Monday, it's not often that you have to do your first few days of a job live in front of everybody. And it's been interesting. It's been very interesting. I've been learning on the job, learning on the fly, but I think that's also how you kind of accelerate your growth, and I'm here for it. I think I've got a growth mindset. It's how I lead my life. So however I can delve into that, I'm going to just be a better person at the end of it, right?
Oh, completely. No, you're going to be a shattered, broken soul like the rest of us, because you're going to take on board everyone's stuff.
Don't listen to Graham. Don't listen to Graham. Don't listen to Graham. But what I want to say is, I know adrenaline is keeping you going. It's very exciting on set. You feed off everyone's energy. How do you see yourself when it comes 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Do you take a nap?
Oh my God.
How many cups of coffees do you
There's
have?
no shame. There's no shame in a nap, girl. Okay?
I thank you for saying that, because yes, napping has become like a daily ritual for me.
How early?
If I have to do my hair, and the first couple of days I did my makeup myself, 2:45.
That's yesterday. That's not even today. That's yesterday, man.
Yesterday. This morning was 3, so that extra 15 minutes.
Okay,
Can I tell you?
push that.
I used to be there too. I was hoppers 3. Now I only wake up at 4:25, and I'm still at work at 10 to 5. Well, no, I lie. At 5, just after 5.
Just after 5.
But I leave home at 10 to 5.
Oh my goodness.
But there are some days where I wake up at 4:45, and I'm like, oh, I need to get to work.
You can do it. That's why we have people around. Exactly. We are very streamlined in that sense. I'm realizing how I'm getting off scot-free as a gent in this industry, how much easier it is for us. So thank you so much,
You walk
Bernice.
onto set and you're ready.
Well, I get dressed, someone does my makeup. I mean, you've seen how I arrive here in the morning, so we need it. But I've got to say, in terms of making your mark, you've done that already. I think we understand why you need to, why your life is manifested into this moment. And we are so happy to have you as a part of this team, man.
Thank you so much.
So happy.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, listen, lots of exciting things to look forward to, including coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show right now. So still come still to come up is we're going to take a look at everything you need to know ahead of voting. Today is voting day, South Africa, and we're going to get those gadgets ready for Dad for Father's Day.
Yes,
so
we
we've got some
are.
gifting
Thank
giving
you.
ideas. Stay tuned.
I like that idea.
We connect more countries than any other airline. Turkish Airlines.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso, and yes, today is voting day. Perhaps you're enjoying the day off, but I hope you're using this day to go and make your mark. And we know there can be a lot of misinformation swirling around social media, but don't worry. There are plenty of fantastic resources that can help you make an informed decision when you head to the voting polls today.
100%. And the more resources, the better, because we want to make sure we make a calculated and well-rounded decision. So if you are heading out to vote and still feeling a little bit unsure about who to cast your vote for, we have got you covered. We've got your back, okay? There's this account called Activist Apparel ZA, and they've put together a snapshot of each party's manifesto, so you don't have to. You get a better understanding of what each party does stand for here, with their key promises as well as their plans.
I love that it says Manifesto Mayhem, don't know who to vote for. And take a look, they put all the various political parties. These are just some of them that's available.
Right.
You saw there, yeah, we've got Boza, okay, it's going very fast, but just have a look. But of course, these are just the various political parties and their manifestos, 100%. Just giving their views on jobs, crime and corruption, energy, how they will tackle the current crisis within South Africa. We know that jobs, there's a big unemployment percentage. We know energy, we want load shedding to stop. And this is everyone's manifestos. And that's just some of them that's available. So you can go and check it out at Activist Apparel ZA. But I suppose the secret lies down to you. Do your own research, make sure you don't follow fake news, and make an informed decision.
Yeah, the power is in your hands, Mzansi. So make sure that you get everything you need. Head over to that profile once again and make your mark today.
There are some gadgets in the studio right now. I'm going to struggle to let go of these guys. From the coffee connoisseurs to the wacky whiners and the super smoothie kings, Woolies has got each and every dad covered with the perfect gift ideas this Father's Day. So whether it's a small treat or maybe a big splurge, an investment piece for you and the whole family, Chef Clem is here to take us through some of his deluxe homeware gadgets for the very special men in our lives. And we must be special to be getting stuff like this, buddy.
You are. So here's the thing, right? It's not about just gifting a gift for one person and they're just going to be absorbed in it. It's just for them, whatever. It's not. These are gifts that will serve the whole family for years to come. So let's start off right on the end.
Dads like to do things. They don't like to have things. They like to do things.
On their own time. There we go. Okay,
for
so
other people.
Let's start about Nespresso, because you're a coffee guy.
I am.
You need your coffee before the day starts. So Nespresso, you're no stranger. You know them. You know what they do. The Latissima and Virtua are game-changing. We got the traditional style of the pods, and then we got the new style as well. And I absolutely love it. The flavor combinations.
Yeah. Well, the crema on this guy is just ridiculous. It's almost like there's a built-in milk froth, and you're like, that's just coffee. That's just the crema.
Actually, a little guy inside there who just froths the milk.
It's a guy on a little exercise bike. Just going. The retro styling on this is beautiful.
Okay, we're going to bring in the retro a little bit later. But having these devices, I remember when they first came out, people were like, okay, that's cool. In 2024, it's not cool. It's literally, we know now, this is your barista at home.
Yeah. Don't disappoint. I love it.
So, an icon now. I don't need to introduce you to the NutriBullet.
No.
But, you know, it is so phenomenal. You have no idea how this does become a sous chef in your kitchen.
For sure.
And you're like, wait, how did I blend things before NutriBullet? Yeah. I don't know.
There's just before and after.
Exactly.
Before and after NutriBullets.
You will use it absolutely every single day. It will become part of your kitchen. It will become part of your personality.
Yeah.
They are absolutely.
And I know you get smaller versions, but this, for me, there is a reason why this has stood out and is the global leader.
It is.
I would put my head on a block, but that is awesome. I like it.
So I'll come back to you because I'll come back to you.
I don't know if my heart can take it. I don't know if my heart can take it.
Okay, so let's talk about Arc.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Bringing back the retro look, we spoke about the Nespresso machine. Now Arc is here, and I have always been an absolute fool for Arc. It's all about design.
It's beautiful.
And you know, me being in the kitchen, I'm going to have my appliances, but when it looks this stunning.
I mean, where is it? Is it from the future? Is it from millions of years in the past?
It's from the
no
year
one knows.
3024. Woolies have a device that allows us to run in, quickly grab something, bring it back. There we go. But it's basically how you create your own carbonated water, which is absolutely amazing, and you're doing it in style. This is my preferred color. It is the cast iron black.
I was going to go cobalt gunmetal black, but that's a bit severe for the kitchen.
You can go. They've got a beautiful deep grey as well. They've got the rose or the copper. And if you want to go classic, they've got the white as well. This is absolutely phenomenal. It's a statement piece.
It's design.
Woolies, can you hear me? Just send one to me. Just send one to me. Now, okay. If you are someone who does have a beautiful wine collection and you collect wine, especially various vintages, if you're having your moment, you might not want to finish the whole bottle, you just want to have a taste of it.
Especially if it's that good.
If it's that good. And the chances are, if it is a bottle you've been hanging on to for a while and it's that good, you're going to want to preserve that experience for as long as possible. How do you do that? There have been so many hacks in the past of how to do it, but the truth is you need science.
Okay.
Enter the Coravin. Okay, it's special.
I went through about 10 different things before I got to a wine anything when I first saw it, because it's got canisters and triggers and wow, okay.
So obviously it works for wine, but I've also used it for like when I've made some fruit-based cordials and I don't need air in there. This is amazing. So what it does is it removes, with all the bits that you get with it, poached egg, flashback. All the bits you get with it basically removes the air out, which is what causes the wine to oxidize. No oxygen, no oxidization.
So it like rebottles it.
Basically. It's amazing. Any wine lover, I'm telling you, you give this to them, they're going to cry. Now, watch me cry. Guys, okay, for Christmas, I bought myself a uni.
Oh, really?
And we spoke about how the NutriBullet can become your personality.
Yeah.
The uni has become our personality.
Is that when you changed? So now we understand. Now we understand when you became this crazy person.
Obviously, pizzas, I mean, that's what you... I'm telling you, pizzas in under a minute. I think we even demonstrated it on the show. We did 45 seconds to make a margarita. It's phenomenal. Pizzas, we know what it can do. But you and I had a conversation earlier. We see steaks in here. We do prawns in here. I'm talking about prawns in under a minute. I'm talking about 50 prawns on a tray in here, out in under a minute.
Because sometimes you just need that unadulterated heat. It just
You
needs
do,
to be full
yes.
on and
Sometimes it's
everywhere.
the char that you want. So this is absolutely great because it does bring the people around. Like when you light a fire as a South African, people just gather. As soon as I switch this thing on, people start gravitating. Hey, and people are gathering around. And it's been amazing how I even did a video with my 17-year-old sister because she's been fascinated with this. She's been making pizzas. She's currently still
You're
got
now
my
like
uni.
the best ever, hey? She's at your house every day.
Every day.
I wonder why.
These things, it's an investment, but I'm telling you, the joy that it brings is priceless. It's priceless.
This is one of those gifts. If you had to go there with just like a little bit of the money and say, Dad, we really want to get you this, he'll probably front the rest of it. Because
He probably
it's
will.
that much of an
He
investment
probably
in
will.
your living space. It is beautiful and it's
gas. It's gas. And that means this thing gets up to temperature in 15 minutes versus wood, which takes about over half an hour, sometimes an hour to get to temperature. It's instant in that sense. And when the power is off, it's fine. Take the party outside.
Yeah, just grab your candle,
There
your
we go.
lantern, and go and rock and roll.
Did we cover everything?
I think so. I love it. Modern, we've got classic, we've got almost Art Deco playing out in the most modern technology. We've got staples, we've got the fun stuff.
We got the
which I
beautiful
love.
stuff.
And the OG, the king of the kitchen.
Top tier gifting that would make anybody smile from ear to ear and is going to be serving people for years.
I love it. Man, my mind is going there, all right? Let your dad dream just a little bit. To the world, he is a dad, but to your family, he is the world. So spoil your dad or father figure this Father's Day with gifts that speak louder than words. And you can shop them at Woolworths in various costing brackets, in-store, online, or on the amazing app. Just do something for Dad. He won't care what it is. He just wants a little bit of time with you. And maybe one of these. Just maybe. Okay, definitely one of these.
Oh, well, thank you, Graham, and thank you, Clem. I'm telling you, if I could give my dad the world, I definitely would, but that is definitely a good place to start. Well, just after the break, we have some exciting things for you. It's your last chance to win with Lotto, and we're going to continue in that winning feel. And of course, we have Martin Khan coming back to give us one final performance, so do not go anywhere.
Don't fall victim to intestinal worms. Use kid-friendly Vermox twice a year and get rid of unwanted guests. Vermox.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
welcome back. We're going to try and squeeze in as much as we can in the last few moments. So let's give you your opportunity to win and win big. If you are wanting to change your fortune, stick around because we could be bringing you something very, very special. But first, there is someone very, very special to us that we need to acknowledge, celebrate, and just love right now.
Oh, he is, you know, leading up to Father's Day, he is I call him, whenever I introduce Henny to anyone that comes to visit our set, I say, this is my Expresso dad. So,
Right.
Henny, it's your birthday today.
Come here.
And you're going to make me cry, Henny, because I remember arriving at studio every single morning at 4:30, and Henny, you would be there and you would always ask us, would you like a cup of coffee? And you make the best cup of coffee. You always remember how we love our coffee. Everyone had a different order. This one wanted no milk. This one wanted 1 sugar. That one wanted sweetener. And Henny, you always remembered it. And I know that was not even your job. You just, out of the kindness of your heart, always offered
How
to
many
make
cups
us
of coffee do you think you have made in your time at Expresso?
Well, all of them were special, and we're all born to serve.
Oh, buddy, you live it in a way that is impossible to describe to anyone else unless you have spent some time in our space. I will tell you now, and there are lots of important people in the room right now to see this. You are, without a doubt, the most important person in this company, and I hope I'm saying that with enough conviction to make you actually... No, I know as the words come out my mouth, you will brush it off because you're just that kind of guy and you're humble, but we would be nowhere without you, my friend. It's an absolute pleasure. We love you guys.
Only my birthday.
We love you, Henny Maximus, as I call you every single day. Henny, please don't go anywhere. Okay, please don't go anywhere. We need you. We need you tomorrow. But Henny, we love you guys. Thank you so much. You can go and hug the rest of the family who are waiting in line.
Oh, man. Why am I emotional again?
Oh, no, you don't understand, guys. He is the guy. He is literally the guy who plugs us in the morning and unplugs us at the end of the day. Yeah, don't start.
I can't even look at you, otherwise my waterworks will
We are saving the waterworks for tomorrow, but something that is quite exciting for today is your opportunity to win big. Now, if you play Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2, there's 29 million rand in total estimated jackpots available today, but that means you need to play. And if you do, Lotto, there's an estimated 19 million rand, Lotto Plus 1, 5 million rand, and Lotto Plus 2, an estimated 5 million rand up for grabs.
That's amazing. Well, you can buy your tickets today in store on the nationallottery.co.za website, as well as on the mobile app, or use your cell phone banking to get winning, or you could simply go ahead and dial *120 *7529# for USSD.
Or if you see Zoe in the street, ask her where you should buy your tickets from. She's got a theory, and I think it might be right. I absolutely love it. But all these details will be up on the Expresso social media pages, so you've got no excuses. Go and check them out at your leisure, and then start dreaming, because we can all dream just a little bit. It could be yours. 29 million rand in total estimated Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 jackpots. Go and grab it. Go and get it, yo. Good luck.
Are you all ready?
We are
ready.
Ooh, Martin Khan is standing by, and he's going to perform an incredible song for us. So we're going to get our dancing shoes, and you should get yours too. Martin Khan, take it away.
So this is an Expresso show exclusive. I'll be performing an unreleased track called Wite Belle, which means yes, you're beautiful. So yes, it's Father's Day coming up, but this is for all the mothers, all the beautiful ladies that help us in our life. This is for you.
Wite belle, 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 wite belle. Mama Sina, kama mana pekina. Mama Sina, skin melaniwa. Come again for the sex, unana. For the sex, unana. Run it back, unana. Put it in your back, unana. Pressure, mama. Guarantee plenty pressure, mama. Plenty stress, oh mama. Balancing all these tests, oh nana. so they wanna see on my knees. Lord, please. Oh no, no, no. We did better, we did better. 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 No, no, no. We did better, we did better. 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 Check it out too long. Give me love too tall. Then I confuse me. Then I feel like me. She be not guaranteed. She give me things where I never see. Give her salary. Give her things she never seen. When I need for skin everywhere, every time my body cause it water. I don't see plenty for my eye everywhere, everything plenty palava. When I need for skin everywhere, every time my body cause it water. I don't see plenty for my eye everywhere, everything plenty palava. We did better, we did better. 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 We did better, we did better.
Another feel-good production.
Enjoy a thicker and creamier full cream yogurt with real fruit pieces. A fruitful day awaits with Clover Fruits of the Forest.